Oh yeah, hey Christopher. Thought the spotlight would last forever. Now the whole world's watching. Let's go. Walked in flashing all that gold. Thought the story would never get old. Private jets and designer shoes. Now it's breaking evening news. Selling dreams from stage to stage. Writing promises on every page. Everybody bought the fantasy. Now the truth's on national TV. Ooh, hear those sirens calling. Every diamond know it's falling. Thought the music would never stop. Now the beat goes knock, knock, knock. Every time that courtroom door swings wide, I hear blue lights flashing in my mind. Thought you wrote yourself a masterpiece. Now you're reading guilty pleas. Yeah, the gavel goes bang. Hear the courtroom sing. Yeah, the handcuffs go clink. Makes the whole room think. Ooh, that's the sound they bring. Crypto wallets leave a trail. Blockchains always tell the tale. Every transfer, every coin. Now investigators join. Funny how the heroes hide when the paperwork arrives. Funny how the loudest crowd suddenly ain't talking loud. Ooh, hear those whispers growing. Everybody's nervous knowing what confessions start to change. Now they're wondering whose name. Every time that courtroom door swings wide, I hear blue lights flashing in my mind. Built an empire on borrowed time. Now you're running out of time. Yeah, the gavel goes bang. Hear the courtroom sing. Yeah, the headlines roll. Taking quite a toll. Ooh, who's the next to fold? No more penthouse celebrations, only legal conversations. No more selfies,
New donation from Tomo, also had girlfriend.
Just another prison
That's
train.
right.
If the phone stops ringing now, who'll explain the why and how? Every promise has a cost. Every shortcut ends up lost.
Wow, better stop that before it starts again. We've got more songs like that, ladies and gentlemen. We've got them coming out our ears. You've probably seen I've got a guest in the back room, in the green room, as they call it. But I want to start with my introduction because it's going to be a goodie. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Orlando. Everyone in Orlando must be watching that. Thank you so much for the support that I'm getting. And thank you, Tomo, for donating to the show to keep it all going. You may have also seen that I'm looking at flights and booking flights for the 8th of October. If you want to support my journey and help me get there and have a good time, please do donate to the channel. And you can do so with the green thing that's around the bottom of my face somewhere. So today is a historical day in Goliath Ventures investigation. Earlier today, Christopher Delgado pleaded guilty in federal court. You can't get any better than that. It has certainly been an adventure of a lifetime. But while the chapter may be closing, there are still many unanswered questions about how $328 million, which we now they're calling it $500 million scam, was promoted and who helped build confidence in it. For the first time, we have someone prepared to speak publicly. Now, I do need a drum roll for that because I'm sure I have drums. I could do a rim shot. We could. No one's actually talking about the elephant in the room, but we do have somebody who will at the moment, and also a round of applause. Now, I absolutely hate using those sound effects, I'll be honest, but today I think we need to throw everything into this. For the first time, we have somebody who's prepared to speak publicly. Now, we have had other people along the way being interviewed by people like CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla did a video about this, and we've had over 4.1 million views.
New donation from Get Danny to O-Town.
Woo, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. So joining me is Justin Eplin, who invested $100,000, I think back in October, but we're going to find out about that. And after being introduced to Goliath Ventures through Tomo. Can you believe that? Yes, one of Tomo's. Anyway, Justin was also, if you haven't been keeping up with current events today, he was outside the courthouse heckling Christopher as he went in. He even made comments about his lovely blue suit, which I was absolutely laughing at when I saw. So I received his phone number mysteriously, and I made contact with him, and he's agreed to come onto the show and let us have a candid conversation about his experience with Goliath Ventures. So it's raw, it's live, and it's uncut. There is no scripts. Well, I do have a few questions we want to ask, but this is all about victims. It always has been. So our journey is about helping people who have been victimized by anyone running Ponzi schemes or large-scale scams. And we want to hear from what impact these bottom feeders actually have on real people in the real world. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Justin. So first of all, thanks for being here. I really mean that. And it might be a bit of a cliche for, I know, a YouTuber to say thanks for coming on the show, but I really mean that. I now realize what other people say it, but it's nice to have a real person who can tell us about their experience. So probably you can introduce yourself if you like and tell us about who you are. Or I could just ask you the first question. How did Goliath Ventures first come into your life?
Well, Danny, first and foremost, it's an honor to actually be on a podcast with you. Thank you for having me on. It's truly an honor to actually get a chance to talk to the guy who literally set this off and broke the story that has come to be a big part of my life. And it's nice to see that you're putting in the effort. We really, the victims, I'll speak on behalf of all of us. We definitely appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's been, I don't know why, but it's been an emotional journey for me as well. So, every time I get a phone call or another email from another person, it's another sad story. And often they say to me, like you said, when I listened to you on the news today, hopefully get your money back, well, some of it, and that's the part I always, I thought, oh, well, we all want that outcome. And, I am actually thinking something cunning though. If he has actually bought a lot of assets, that's something that can be sold and recovered. So that's one good thing he's done. I mean, there's only so much alcohol and women you can have in your life, I suppose, and you don't get any return on those investments normally.
No, I haven't in my life. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
But I can start off for you, Danny. Tomo was introduced to me through a mutual friend here locally at one of our local hangouts, I guess you could say. And upon the introduction, it was initially very candid. He was very approachable and very easy to talk to. Had asked me quite a bit about my life, about my business ventures and things of that nature, and we were getting to know each other on kind of a friendly basis and whatnot.
Right.
And there were a few iterations
New
where I had met
donation from
him at
Tomo the Homo.
local places, and
Sorry.
uh,
You'll have to excuse some of my supporters.
that's great, man. That's solid gold. Thank you, whoever's doing that. That's
I know
awesome.
who it is. That's the
Um,
problem. And he's getting told off by
oh,
somebody at the moment for overspending. Sorry.
get with me separately. I'll help you out. That
Sorry.
was hilarious. Um, uh, I was introduced through a mutual friend here at one of our local hangouts, and after a few meetings and whatnot, I was approached in essentially scouted or recruiting format kind of thing, as you would say.
Yep.
And he at that point started to lean into, well, you see what I do, and you see how much money I have, and things of that nature. So he was given a good elaborate show, considering he drove a Lamborghini, he had a very nice Rolex on his wrist. There were
This is
there were key
Christopher.
indicators that this was Christopher at the
Oh yeah.
time. Yes.
What was
That
Tomo wearing? Tomo is the center of attention at the moment.
Tomo's
New
literally
donation from
the
Chris
almost the
Delgado's
identical
girlfriend.
the the
Stop. She did. Oh, she
lit,
told me off.
lit,
I just have to tell you about Chris's girlfriend. She told me off once because I upset him on his birthday, and she said, "And we kept your birthday song as well." She said because I sung "Happy Birthday" to Chris and sent him a voice message. But I was actually amazed that she kept it. But anyway, sorry, mate. Excuse my.
that's hysterical. Oh my God, that's like I said, that's gold.
Yeah.
Um, so so after
She's
after
available now,
he had
by the way. If you
disclosed,
know anyone.
oh, there's no chance. There's
She likes handbags. But carry on, mate. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm sure she's a very sweet young lady, but she's dated Tomo. Sorry.
Oh, she is
Um,
too.
oh, probably. I mean, they all had a cadre of women that were literally that looked to
Wow.
be almost
We
they
actually
were
did a
so.
welfare check on her. Because we heard some stuff and we
Yeah.
actually reached out to her mum. And her mother, would you believes in counselling and not in counselling, she does counselling for
Oh
women
wow.
who have gone through horrible ordeals. So she's in good hands.
Well, I
Anyway,
guess so.
sorry,
I mean, if
mate.
she's literally
Didn't mean to
released.
interrupt you,
Oh,
but
no release.
yeah, yep. Might be a bit like that
But
here.
well, this is live, so I mean, we're just having a
Yeah, this.
conversation. Um, I I like I said, I'd been introduced while we were at a local spot, and at that point, he had started disclosing some of his personal financials. And at that
Yep.
point, he had approached me with the Goliath Ventures opportunity, saying that it was only available to people that were of a certain level of affluence, and you would
Uh,
have to buy in for a liquid $100,000, and it would have
like
to
Bernie
be
Madoff said, exclusive piece,
oh,
yep.
exclusive access. Yeah,
Wow.
exclusive access.
So
So exclusive that
you invested in October, which is quite late. So you must have heard
yes,
about it beforehand.
I had heard about the Goliath Ventures, the actual investment side of things, and the liquidity pooling and all the et ceteras that they were claiming. Unfortunately, I was not privy to the interview and the information release that you had done at that point.
Yeah.
So I was just late to the game, and unfortunately, that has consequences in this world. And
Mm.
the consequence is I did invest $100,000 at the very end. I got absolutely nothing back.
Wow.
Where
So
other
how did you
people
do
saw
that?
some
Because
returns at some.
some of my
I had been
was it crypto
I'd
or
been
did you put it
given
into the
we had
bank?
oh no, it was direct wire information. It was given to me directly from Tomo, even with instructions, as a matter of fact, with to not mention certain aspects of the actual joint venture that
Oh,
was
mate, we've got to
supposed to
hear
be.
that. That's good. So it went into a
So
bank like Bank of America, or was it Bank of America or Chase?
it was not Bank of America. I'd have to go back and look at my bank document. If you give me just a moment, I think I even have
That would
that
be
handy.
awesome. The reason I asked that is because they had 30 bank accounts.
I believe the one that I sent was to Luminate Bank.
Oh,
Give
we
me
was
just
after
a
them, and we had smoke, but we had no gun, and we hunted for anybody that had a transaction with that bank because that bank had only been in Orlando for about 8 months when we started investigating, and then we thought, I bet they're using that bank as well, but we couldn't find any money deposited.
I do believe that was actually I don't have the document handy. I think it's actually filed with the other documents that I had to disclose to the federal government guys.
Oh, I love that
Um,
word, federal
so
government. It's my favorite.
yes, they've been very diligent, and I think you have been quite the catalyst on their diligence and their speed of delivery on everything. I mean, I have
Yeah,
to commend them. I've to be honest with you, I've never been impressed by the federal government in my entire life.
yeah.
But these special
New
agents that are
donation from
working this
Justin. Make
case,
yourself louder.
absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely,
you can't turn up your
somebody
sound a
that
little bit, can you, by any chance?
I think I'd probably get a little closer to the mic.
Well, your mic's your headphones, isn't it?
It should be my headphones, but I'm not sure if it's on the headphones or on the phone at this point.
Sorry about Susie's message on your face, but I'm trying to resize it as we speak, and something's just not happening. Anyway,
I'll try and speak up for you. Is that hopefully that's
oh
better?
yeah, I tried to turn it up. Every time somebody gives a donation, it blows my eardrums out because I'm compensating. But it's quite funny in the same. But it's all right. We can manage. We don't care if you whisper, mate. We will get there and listen to every single word that you say because you've got our full attention today. Because that's really it's
I
a
do
big deal, mate.
appreciate it, guys. I really do. I have to say I've because nobody else has come forward. I had to do this.
Yeah,
I couldn't let this stand with these guys getting an opportunity to scam people, take their money, life savings. I'm talking of generational money. The people had to save for generations to invest some of the money that they sent with these people.
yeah.
They liquidated IRAs. They put liens against their homes. They took out loans. I know several people that have lost properties, significant amount of personal assets. One guy is literally came to me with his head in his hand and had no idea how he was going to restart.
Wow.
Um, I know a lot of the guys have taken a pretty heavy beating as a part of this, and it's unfortunate. Um,
Because this is
it really
where
is.
this is why we do what we do. Because what you're just talking about is exactly what I hear every day. I woke up yesterday morning, another scam. Somebody put $44,000 into it, and they're an old couple, 80 years of age, and they struggled to get the money over to the people who stole it from them, and they helped them hold their hand, and I just, people don't realize that's what people think I'm doing this for YouTube clicks. And if I wanted YouTube clicks, I would have run my own Ponzi scheme, but it's, um, what you're actually saying. I mean, the firemen, the people that Steve Davis was associated to. I was talking to a couple, and they said I think they put $30,000 or $40,000 in initially, and when they made it, the minimum was 100. They borrowed money, mortgaged their house. They got told how to get the money by these co-conspirators to push it up to 100,000. They weren't allowed to pull their money together. They said, even though that a lot of them did, so they wouldn't get kicked out of what this was their future. Um, People said to me the reason they wanted to invest in Goliath Ventures is so they could have more time with their family, and that's what they were doing it for. And now it's it's a horrible oxymoron. It's not happening.
Well, the this case scenario that I was in is that I'm taking care of my mother at this point, because she's elderly and whatnot, and I also have a daughter. I have 50% custody of my daughter. So not only am I taking care of my own personal needs and whatnot, I've got a tremendous amount of personal responsibility on top of all of that
Mm,
that I'm responsible for personally. And now, because of Tomo and Chris and the Goliath Ventures deal, I'm not only out the money, I'm out that income that was supposed to be promised as well.
mm,
So it was not just the investment, it was the investment plus the return and the promise of the return over time. Because I already knew that I was not going to be working for a pretty significant portion of 2025 and 2026 taking care of my mom.
wow.
So I was making, financial moves and whatnot to structure my life as a part of having to take a pretty dramatic pay cut from, not being in the workforce as opposed to, being an avid producer kind of thing.
Mm,
So now that I had been reduced as a part of my personal salary, I had significantly more time to spend with my family, and that's exactly what the Goliath Ventures was supposed to do.
mm,
It was supposed to be able to give me the additional latitude that to be able to take care of my family and have even more time to spend with them. So it wasn't always just grocery trips and, doctor's appointments. It was actually getting a chance to spend quality time also.
yeah. No, I get and that's shocking. I spoke to one guy, and I can't say how much because it will expose who he is, but it was millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. He'd taken out all his company money and put it into Goliath, and he was using the dividends to pay wages for his staff. So, and now it's all gone, and it was just everything. Now, the guy reached out to me on the 14th of September wanting to speak to me, and I told him it was a scam. You know, like, so when did you first hear about me? Like, when did you realize it was a scam? a critical question, I suppose.
I'd first seen your first interview, the first like expose kind of deal that you had done. I think it was in the very beginning of November.
Right.
And so, like I said, I was very late to the game when it came to the to seeing the essentially the seeing it other than the through the rose-colored glasses that I was given. Um,
Mm.
but so like I said, I was late to the game, and at that point, after I had seen your interviews and the information that you were coming up with, and the fact that it was looking more and more like a Ponzi and a scam,
Yeah.
that was the point I tried to exit. And at that point, I was going through the exit documentation, and I had a confirmed exit that I was supposed to be out of their organization completely, and they were supposed to deposit my $100,000 back into the bank. And
Mm.
that never happened. Um, about 2 days later, I think it was, Chris actually got arrested.
Wow. No, that's yeah, it's a sad one. I'm just what I might do is I might just play the video clip of you earlier on today because I just happened to got it right here in front of us. I'll just see if I can make that. I just like for me, this is I'm sitting here thinking, damn, I wish I was there. I wish I would have. Can you imagine you on the left, me on the right, going, Chris, you know, and I think you
Well,
did
I can tell
amazing.
you, with just me there alone, he may have a tan according to all of the stuff that all the television that you guys see, but I can tell you when he saw me, he went ghost white.
Right. It's because, see, obviously he knows you. I'm just trying to get you on the screen
Oh, he
here so
knows
we can.
exactly who I am.
I'm going to make you look pretty, mate. So I'm just going to put you in a wee box. Squirrel. There you go. I'll put you over here. This is only 17 seconds long, but I thought it would be good for you to see yourself on camera. But here we go. Without further ado, hopefully the sound works all right. There's always problems. Let's see.
I really love staying at at Fountain Blue. It's beautiful.
Fountain blue, beautiful. I think of my feet all the time, right? That's what we do is this YouTube thing. But I think that the comment about his fountain, why is that guy dressed up like that when he's stolen 400 million and he goes into a courtroom like he's somebody when he's absolutely a piece of shit? I mean, you know, I don't know what was going through your mind. Like you'd already heckled him. Was this the second time or the first time?
Although what they didn't catch is in the very beginning, before this video starts, is I noticed him way down at the corner of the building,
Right.
and as soon as I saw him, I'd like to think I'm a pretty stoic kind of fella, and I keep composure even the most stressful situations. But seeing the man that stole $100,000 from you really kind of makes your blood boil.
Yeah.
So I was yelling to him. I asked him. I believe I screamed, I want my money back. When am I getting my money back? I better get my money back.
Oh, yeah.
Something to those effects.
Yeah.
And then, as you can tell, the harangue continued as I followed him up the stairs. He was actually so intimidated that he asked the security to have me come up in a separate elevator,
Wow.
which I thought was kind of funny that he is so shook that, well, he should be,
You could have said
because
something about you've got had the reason you're wearing no socks is because you've got an ankle bracelet on, or did you forget to put your socks on? Because all these guys with these suits, I'm not really flashing clothes, but I notice a lot of them don't wear socks these days. So he would have had an ankle bracelet on.
oh yeah, he was wearing an ankle bracelet today,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
and it was kind of ironic. You're wearing a $5,000 suit and a $500 ankle bracelet from the government.
I reckon I'll just play the rest of it so we might have some more questions. For people might put some questions in the question chat box here.
Love the fact that you put us up in a nice place.
I love the fact that you put yourself in a nice place. Is that what he's like a
Oh
happy
no,
happy?
he put all of his people up at the resort in Miami, and it was a very nice a very nice venue. Um,
Oh, I know what you mean. So
and
the $9 million Christmas party when no money
yeah,
was paid
yeah.
out for 2.5 months. Unbelievable. I thought we guessed 5 million. And we even had Avengers actually in the party. People that weren't invited, had no ticket, had actually jumped over the barriers and got in there with tuxedos on. with cameras. And we were right, well, I weren't there, but right in front of Jason Derulo as he was walking through singing, one of our Avengers had a camera. We even had people staking out the building a day before. What's his name? Putin Shaw. He had all his people come out that were following him around like wee puppies. And we were sitting there. I say we, but the Avengers are a big team. But we were there the day before, and Chris came down for a wee while. Like he was too nervous to come down and say good day to everybody. He was only there for about 10, 15 minutes, and then disappeared again. We even had Nadia Bringers with her laptop open, doing work, sitting right next to one of our Avengers. So, she was the bookkeeper that handled the $1 billion company funds. But, we're all over. So we had people take photos of the venue beforehand, and then we guesstimated a $5 million event, and now they've deemed it $5 million event, but now they've deemed it a $9 million event. And Jason Derulo is meant to have not got paid, so I've heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do know that was a same weekend that was one of, I believe it was Grant Cardone's venues as well
Yeah.
at the same event. And from what I understood, Chris was trying to have a meeting with that gentleman at some point throughout the entire day, night, evening, and whatnot, which I thought was quite funny.
Wow.
That if he would have gotten in front of somebody of Grant's caliber, and
Well, he used to work with Grant.
I do, and I think that's kind of ironic
Yeah.
that he decided to pick that exact weekend.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know they had an event going. I'll just play the end of this because there'll be some other GM. So I missed that when you said that, and I'm glad we stopped. But now, so that's what you're referring to, that he put all his people up in Miami for the Christmas event.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's all class. Okay.
Yeah, you look scared.
He looks scared. That was good. Yeah, because
Oh,
he's the
he was,
man.
man. I mean, tell you, I've seen folks in my day that look pretty afraid, and he looked like he was walking out to get beat up by the school bully. I can tell you that right now. He knew he was absolutely screwed.
Wow.
Especially with the fact that, now he knows that I'm going to be showing up at every single one of his court hearings. And if he thought today was bad, you just wait for the next one.
Yeah, well, I'm actually hoping I'm going to be there. I don't know if I'll be undercover. I might be dressed up like Tomo. I don't know how to, I don't know how
You've
I'm
got
going to
more
do it.
class than that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. All right, last bits.
Should be.
That was brilliant. No, that's good. And so these other people out here, these were Channel 9, I presume. We've got 3, 4 cameramen. Do you figure out where any of those were from?
There were channel 2, WESH, I believe is their call sign. Channel 9, WFTV.
Yep,
And then Darlene has been absolutely fantastic with her interviews. I know she
yep.
did an interview with Chris and whatnot. And spoiler alert, I might be sitting down with her here in the next few days or the next week or so.
She
So,
might be watching right now. Hi, Darlene, because I did send her a message
hi,
before we went
Darlene. If you
live.
happen to be watching, sorry, I might have spoiled it for you, but I
Oh,
promise that
that's
I'll
great,
make it
mate.
worth it in the interview.
Well, that's what we want. We want, 'cause what we really want is we want the co-conspirators brought out. And today, for the first time ever, even though his name wasn't pronounced quite correctly, Nick Petrillo was mentioned. And that's the first time they've actually mentioned anyone else's names. And the only reason they mention it because it's in a court document, And one of my other investigations that I did, it was about Hyperverse, and I worked with with a Guardian newspaper, and we helped publish 14 articles. They even did a documentary about it, and then they published it about 3 weeks ago. But they recorded the documentary 2 years ago, and they were too scared to publish it because this guy that stole $1.9 billion from he was gonna sue them. So now they know that he's been locked up for 60 days in Dubai and now is a free man. They've decided to publish it, and this is how the media is. They're just too scared to publish. They're too scared they're going to get sued. And they obviously tried to sue me. Well, they tried to stop me. They tried to bribe me. They tried to do all sorts of things to stop us. But the real stream media are too scared to publish and say anything that isn't printed on a court document.
Well, the funny part is, Danny, I even told these guys straight up and direct that I was going to do exactly this if they didn't give me my money back. And
Yeah.
I told them point blank, if they gave me my money back, I wouldn't do this. But they decided that it wasn't worth the $100,000. So, well, here we are.
Yeah, and we had another guy that was heavily involved in the sports industry. I won't tell you exactly what sport, but the ball was round. And he said to us if he didn't get his money back, he was going to go crazy on them. And then he said, and then we never heard from him ever again. And that was way back, probably September, October. So we have a feeling that some people did get paid out. And when they froze all the
Oh,
monies,
I do know there was a payout of somewhere in the vicinity of north of $700,000 at some point and towards the very end.
yeah,
That somebody was getting ready to blow literally the stack off of it and said, if you don't get me my money right now, I'm going to expose you to the world. And sure enough, they ponied up over $700,000 to my understanding. Now, I don't know because there have been so many lies told as a part of this case, Danny. I have to be completely candid with you. I just don't know what to believe anymore.
yeah. Oh, thank you very much for that very generous donation somebody just gave me. That's much appreciated. It really does make a difference. I don't take any donation for granted. Um, I think what I'm, like, like it's just somebody just said to us, it was Queen of Karma. She said, "Sorry, this happened to you, Justin." And even though we're a bit candid and we're having a bit of a, I'm not even having a laugh. It's just how I deal with this situation because we already know that somebody is unfortunately not with us anymore because it overwhelmed them. And like I don't even know how to process some of the stuff. Like my Avengers are all about investigations, and we got this. We looked at the contract. We did the first investigation back in September, and within an hour or two, we looked at the contract and thought this is not right. And then that's when we've got probably 10, 15. At one point, we probably had 20, 30 people helping us with this investigation. And it was just, but that's what we do as Avengers. We investigate Ponzi schemes and scams. But when we got to the end of this one, we started getting victims asking for help and support, and just as Queen of Karma reminded me, we are sorry it happened and we don't know what this has made speaking to you previously, prior to this, I know this isn't going to devastate you and put you off the planet. It's not your life savings. You haven't mortgaged your 401k and it's not your life savings. You can recover from this. What would you say to other people that may be thinking their life is ruined, being a victim yourself?
It's not over. Do not give up. That is the best thing I can tell you. I have been down bad worse than you are now, and
Mm,
I promise you can come back. There is a redemption, there is a resurrection, whatever you want to call it. You will get back.
yeah, that's nice.
You will get back. It's a karma thing, guys. It really is. It comes around, it goes around. You'll get it back, one way or another. You'll get it back.
I often say to people, don't let it consume you. There's because this is where I get into this thing. This is where my forte is at all these Ponzi schemes and scams. You said it when you was interviewed. She did ask you what I believe is a silly question, like why did you fall for it, so to speak? And you come back and said it wasn't. I didn't really focus on the contract. I focused on the relationship I had with the person that connected me to it, and that's why you made the decision because of the trust that somebody you trusted, and you went with it because of that reason. So all these Ponzi schemes and scams are about building up trust and relationships, but they destroy relationships. So I say to people, don't lose hope that you can have good relationships because they're free. And having a good meal with somebody and breaking bread with somebody and doing that sort of stuff is actually is something that no one can take away from you. But it's unfortunately they took your money away. I don't think you're going to trust Tomo anytime soon. Just saying, but
No, I think that relationship's probably over. if it's not before, I think after this interview, it's probably going to be now. Because I'm pretty dead set on making sure that he sees some accountability. And
Yeah.
I know when I did something wrong and I did my crimes against humanity, I guess they'll call them and whatnot, I was held accountable for them. So I think he should be too.
Yeah, I've actually got a picture which I'll flip up here if I can get you back on stage. Somehow I'll drag you over there. These are the other people that we have basically labeled as co-conspirators. Not labeled just for the hell of it. We've got evidence that these guys were all heavily involved, and we did try putting them in order at one stage, but it got a bit ridiculous. But when I look at this name, I have an intimate relationship with each of them because I've tried ringing them, contacting them, emailing them, asking them, and very few of them actually, correspond back with me. However, Tomo, he basically told me at one stage I didn't know who I was messing with, and he was doing his pull-ups. He set up his camera, then he started doing his pull-ups, and then he finishes his workout, and then he tells basically that people are starting to speak out about him, and then he said, "Watch, you don't know who you're messing with." And I thought, oh wow, he's going to hump my leg, but I didn't, But
I
all
was
these
gonna say,
guys,
Danny, you might want to be terrified for your mid thigh. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean,
I know. But how do you think these
ah,
people got caught up in all this? Like, if they're gonna, what's their defense going to be? When you look at these people and you think, what are they going to say in front of a judge? I was having a bad hair day. I thought it was real. You know,
well, my question is this, Danny? I mean, when Tomo was introducing himself to me and during the recruiting process and whatnot, he was really touting the fact that he had been in law enforcement, and he would never be in something that would be a scam if because he was in law enforcement, and he wanted to tout the blue line is a very popular thing here in obviously in the United States with supporting first responders and that kind of stuff. And he wanted to tout that line. And at some points, he even specifically said, "I had been in financial crimes. You think I would be in a Ponzi scheme if I had been in financial crimes as a part of my career?" I'm
mm.
gonna be honest with you. I don't even believe he was actually in financial crimes at this point. I mean, because I don't think anybody that was
he
actually in
he never
financial crimes
was.
would be dumb enough to do this. I mean,
No, there was another guy that
I
we've
just
seen interviewed with Tomo, and he's ex FBI, such and such, rather. I think his name was Tom. And so we rang him up and said, well, and he was on a YouTube video claiming that he was an FBI, federal investigator for 25 years. And I think he was interviewing Tomo. And we said to him, I said, do you know who Tomo is and what he's involved in? And he went off on us. This FBI guy went off on us and just basically told us to F off. And Susie will put his name in there. But we've just seen him on another podcast at the moment. But I don't believe for a second that Tomo had anything to do with. We heard through the grapevine that he was just a beat cop, doing tickets and traffic stuff and all that sort of stuff. And now he's federal investigator guy. You know what I mean?
Oh no, he was a financial crimes investigator, and he was in specialized units is what he was touting.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't know his personal law enforcement record. I haven't
Over to
looked
I.
into it. I don't care, to be honest with you. It really doesn't make a difference to me. All I see is at this point, he's part of a Ponzi scheme. He's just a dirty cop.
Yeah. I think it's amazing that they hide behind that sort of stuff to give themselves credibility. And, like when we was listening to somebody in the chat room said that we forgot Steve Davis. We have not forgot Steve Davis. He was in the courtroom dressed up in his Gucci gear, and he'll be watching right now. We actually ring him up sometimes, and we had him come on the show, and he just ripped the shreds into me. Had a lot of fun with him, actually. But,
I think it's kind of funny that they want to like yell at you and rip into you when all you're doing is just shining lights on them.
yeah, yeah, don't
Kind of
quite
ironic,
figure out that. I got told that I was
because
the
I mean,
reason.
Danny, you could shine a light on me, and I would just wave at you. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
But I guess
yeah.
I guess when you're ripping people off for hundreds of millions of dollars, you feel kind of guilty after the fact.
Well, you must be, and like we've just going back to Steve Davis there. He's in the courtroom dressed in Gucci. The guy had no money At the moment, he's trying to do a lawsuit against a young couple. So after Goliath, there was a publishing company that he invested, and he put $50,000 into it, and basically promised a young couple that they would, basically be able to run the company and build it into theirs. So the name of the company that they chose was a part of their family history. And long story short, they started seeing, like Tomo's books was published by this company, and I think there's 3 books they published. Long story short, this couple freaked out and said, we don't want anything more to do with Tomo. So now any more to do with the company, and they wanted to walk away. So they resigned, got themselves out of it legally and everything. And then now we've got Steve Davis, because they've talked to me and other people, trying to do a $150,000 lawsuit against this young couple. They're only like 25, and it's just like, but the point is, the money that he set up this company with wasn't his in the first place. It was all stolen money from Goliath. And all these guys like Tomo have basically pumped money into their businesses with Goliath's money, trying to start up their own whatever. And then for him to be in the courtroom today wearing Gucci clothes that aren't even his, because all that money that he's got will be not coming from any other income stream other than his connection.
Hey,
And we've
Danny, I
got,
dressed him pretty good, don't I?
you dress him?
I dressed him pretty good, didn't I? I mean, he's using my 100 grand. I mean,
Yes.
between him and Chris, I mean, I'm pretty sure the watch that Chris was wearing today, the suit, the attorney's retainer, the Gucci gear that Steve was wearing, I'm pretty sure somewhere that's got to be somewhere north of 100 grand, right?
Oh, I just don't understand why all that stuff isn't. I don't know why he's not allowed. Can't wear overalls into into the courthouse. I don't understand why he's still. I don't know even. I didn't even see a. Did he have a watch on?
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he
18
did.
Rolex watches. Who the hell needs 18 Rolex watches? And we believe it's more. We believe in Dubai. We heard
Oh,
that he
there's
has
several
50.
more than that. That's
Yeah,
several more than that.
even the girlfriend's handbag.
There was 20 pages worth of forfeiting assets, to my understanding.
Yeah.
20 pages.
So, did you know Tomo before Goliath Ventures?
Very briefly before Goliath Ventures, he was, like I said, he was introduced through a mutual friend, and
Mm,
then over a few different iterations of meeting with him, it was, hey, look at what I'm doing. You can see how much money I make, and this is what I do, and you would want to be in on this, wouldn't you? It's basically,
yeah,
for lack of a better term, it was basically sky money. I mean, rain from the sky. You give a guy 100 grand, you get, $3,000 every month.
yeah.
Okay, and your 100 grand is a guaranteed investment.
So
I've
that's
never,
a very good thing. So the fact that you just
yeah,
said that, because that's what we were asking for when we did the right of reply. We asked them for proof of guaranteed investment, and what we couldn't find the insurance company, and then we found some association to an insurance company, and then in their own contract they said if you want to know about the insurance, you've got to email them. So it was kind of
yes.
like,
Which, to be honest with you, Danny, I did that specifically. And I asked them for the fidelity bond is what you're looking for. And I asked them specifically to produce the fidelity bond because it says in the partnership agreement that I have the ability and the right to ask to see that at any point. I asked to see that, and I have still yet to see a copy of it because it doesn't
wow,
exist.
yeah, yeah, and it was a major thing because you can't eat
And
your
that
ice
was one of
cream.
the major selling points that they used, that it was basically a fidelity bond's basically like financial insurance,
Yeah,
for lack of a better vehicle. Um, so that, it guarantees that your money is actually there.
yeah.
Come to
See,
find out, no
yeah,
bonds, no, the audit that they said happened never happened, or if it did happen, it all happened
well, Matt Burks
within
did the
Goliath.
audit.
The,
Matt Burke was the
the
auditor.
however, oh man, when I saw that, I was absolutely cooked. I knew that it was
Uh,
over at that point. I knew when I saw that name on the audit information, it was done.
I prepared some
And
questions
that's
before
and
you.
and that's at that point I'd asked for my like I said I'd asked for my exit, but then we never made it there.
So, were you hyper compounding? That was their favorite word.
No, I was actually going to be taking a monthly distribution from the
Oh,
very
right.
beginning, as a matter of fact, which ironically it never even materialized. I didn't, like I said, I never even got one payment. So I
Wow.
put in 100 grand. I got literally nothing.
Yeah.
Where it would have been nice to even get 3 grand back to be able to say, hey, look, at least I got something back. But
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah.
The thing that really irritates me, though, above and beyond all, is I still see the guys, the co-conspirators out there, and they're still basically flexing that luxury lifestyle. And using Mike as an example, he's over
Oh,
in I
I'm
think it's
glad you brought that
Dubai
up.
right now.
Yeah. So that
He's
truck
over
that
there
he's
flexing his little luxury lifestyle, running next to G-Wagons and all the shenanigans. And then Tomo's taking dream cabin flight Emirates flights back from overseas and whatnot. You know, uh,
he had to use his points for those ones though. So I heard, and
I'm pretty sure because allegedly he's broke. So I mean,
yeah,
we'll
that's
we'll
right.
see.
Yeah, we'll find out. We heard that one stage he was getting $500,000 from Goliath each month. That's what we were told, and it's a
I
pretty
can't
credible
say I
source.
saw that much, Danny, but I can tell
Yeah,
you that I saw six-figure deposits coming in every single month for him.
yeah. So it's just unreal. And as I was about to say, we did prepare some questions before we went live, but ironically, you're actually answering them before I can ask them, which is great. So, I mean, I just sort of think there might be some things. You mentioned about the risk. And what about, did they, like, I'm not, I don't, well, they, how do I put this? Some people were getting 8% return. So what was like what were you on 3% or 4% probably at that time?
I was on 3% at that time. I
Yeah.
was told that if I would went from 100,000 to 500,000, I would qualify for their 4% tier.
Yeah. So we had recordings of Jonathan Mason, and he was basically saying there's a new Ponzi scheme out there where they were paying 3.5%, and if you introduce your rich friends into it, they would pay you another few percentage as well, and that was after it collapsed, and that was with Matt Burke. So, did they offer you any incentive to promote Goliath? Did they ever talk about if you bring somebody in that would give you a percentage? Did they offer you
Oh
any?
yes, that was definitely discussed. As soon as Tomo had found out uh, my level of resources, I guess you'd say,
Yep.
he instantly decided, oh, well, you should definitely tell your friends about this and bring me your friends and I'll walk them right through the process for you and you won't
Wow.
have to worry about it and we'll work it out that you'll get something out of the deal too and made it very enticing to want to bring your friends in and whatnot because who wouldn't want to bring their friends along if you're making those kind of returns and your friends are going to be making those kind of returns, you guys are winning together and that's the dream essentially for anybody.
Mm.
You're winning with your boys and all that kind of stuff. that's
The
that's kind of
brotherhood.
the dream in business, the
They're
brotherhood,
called alpha males. The alpha male club. So yeah, so that's interesting. So I just did have another interesting question on that one, but I think yeah, that's basically bringing in new investors was something that they were pushing people to do. Um, so you answered to Tomo. You didn't ever talk to Chris about it. So everything you wanted to ask about your investment went back to Tomo.
Yes, it was basically a hierarchy that you dealt directly with your director of partner services. That nobody. It was almost like Chris was the wizard. Nobody got to talk to the wizard. No way, no
Right.
how, kind of
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah.
however, I did run into him here locally, so it wasn't uncommon for us to have a conversation.
Right.
So, I mean, we're at the same venues. We obviously frequent the same area and whatnot. And at that point, our friend circles were kind of intertwined because
Mm.
this hadn't fallen apart yet.
The Tomo's brother also introduced somebody I know for 400,000. So he was. I know his mum works doing the accounts at Aspiring Rejuvenation, wherever it's called. So, did you have anything to do with his brother by any chance?
Nope, I had no
No.
interaction with his brother.
Yeah.
To
So,
be honest with you, I didn't even know he had a brother until you just brought it up.
yeah, yeah, I was surprised. We had one investor said he got introduced by somebody. I can't say his last name, Tomo's last name, but and I went, oh, that's you've got the name wrong. They said, no, that's his brother, and I went, oh, it's a family affair. So then we never ever heard anything else. But obviously, there's incentives all there. So yeah, I think I've covered all those ones. Sort of, when did you realise it went wrong? We've already answered that. I'm not going to ask you those sort of questions. Don't want to know the answer to those. So, what made you today speak up? Like you had a fury there that was, I think, brilliant.
I'm not gonna lie, Danny, it made me mad.
Yeah,
It made me mad that these guys, because the money that I had invested was my daughter's college fund.
yeah.
Um, and it was the returns on that were to sustain my mom's, for my mom's care until my daughter went to college, et cetera, and all that kind of stuff. It was basically earmarked and already used money, that was already to go to a specific cause, location, et cetera, and that to be removed was quite traumatic. Um, so it stung quite a bit. I mean, I can't say it hurt me. And I know if it hurt me and I was not even close to who lost the most,
Mm,
that I had to do something for the people that maybe were a little too timid or too shy or too embarrassed
yeah.
or too afraid to get up and walk up to this scumbag and tell him exactly what you thought because he deserved it.
I think you did really
He
well.
deserved me
Honestly, I
yelling
do.
at him.
I was proud of you. I wish I was there. I was literally thinking about being there. My other half is away doing a photo shoot in another country at the moment, and I couldn't leave my doggy by myself. But I wanted to be there. But I definitely want to be there for the sentencing, and I'd love to do be there. But sometimes you just get over. I've never invested in anything and lost money. I don't know what that feeling's like, and hopefully I'm empathetic enough to actually have a conversation with other people that have. But I mean, it still angers me that people, when I saw the spend that he was doing and the way he was pissing $100,000 away in alcohol one night, no one does that. And that's just disrespectful for everybody. And then when Darlene Jones interviewed him in his house and he said it was like he was indicating, I got really annoyed because I thought, well, here's a lady that's basically given him a voice and he was alleging that it was a failed business that he was trying to get off the ground. And then when today, obviously, he's pleaded guilty to all the charges and there was no business. There's nothing. So he just lied. And, to give him a voice to say that he was basically a failed business and he was trying to make people whole when
New
he had.
donation from Thank You for Speaking Up, Justin.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. Donate. I'll share it with you, mate. I'm going to buy you a coffee when I'm in Orlando, okay? That's what they do.
Sparkling water, please. Some of the coffee here is dreadful.
Yeah. So I think that's really, I just think it's fantastic. And I just want to thank you because we have talked to hundreds of people and we've helped hundreds of people. And there's so many people. And the reason why a lot of people can't speak because their lawyers are actually telling them not to because they reckon it might hurt their case. And even today, there was something published in the newspaper and they still use the word alleged Ponzi scheme. And I'm going, well, now if Christopher's pleaded guilty,
I'm gonna go ahead and outright confirm it.
yeah,
They took my money.
yeah,
I don't have my money. He took my money. They scammed me out of my money. It was a Ponzi scheme.
yeah,
Let's go
and,
ahead and put that shit to bed right there.
yeah,
Because anybody that says it's alleged at this point is just an idiot.
yeah,
He literally said he was guilty today.
yeah. Because we've had people telling there's $1 billion worth of crypto locked up and they've seen the wallets. And I'm going, no, you haven't. You don't
No,
even,
you haven't.
So when you went into the courtroom, can you tell us what happened in there today?
Absolutely. Upon sitting down, I was waiting for a friend of mine and also a victim, uh, sitting down, and we were discussing what was going to happen with Chris amongst the people in the jury box and whatnot, or the pew area, I guess you would call it. And Chris turned around a few different times and looked directly at me, and at that point, I was basically staring at him. So
Did he make eye
I think he
contact?
got the point. He did make eye contact with me, and I can tell you, he looked quite afraid.
Wow.
And he was so afraid, in fact, that at the end of the day, I don't know if I got to sent you that clip where at the very end he went down the back of the courthouse to not go out through the front entrance to avoid me specifically, and went out through the side entrance to get into a waiting Uber.
Oh, you did too.
However, I
Yeah.
was still out front, and then did catch him, and
I'll put
told
that.
him, only snakes slide out the back, and because he is a coward. So
I
it is
know.
what it is.
I don't know if you saw the clip. I'm going to play that in a second. How do we do that, Danny? No, I saw that clip. What am I trying to say? And you called him a snake, and I've actually used it on the thumbnail today because,
Oh, did you?
yeah, because it said he called him. I'll see if I can bring up the thumbnail because it is quite funny. I've got 2 thumbnails for today's thing. I'm really proud of you, mate. I mean, I don't want to hear anybody losing their money, but and I just hate it. Well, obviously, I do this for a reason, and it's pretty obvious why we do it. But I think it's pretty obvious. I'll just see if I can't even find my thumbnail now. Where is it? I think it's that one there. I hate doing things in real time. Thumbnail for today, without further ado, got to think about what screen I'm on. There we go. So I
Oh
called,
man, that's pretty good. Look at that.
yeah. And I love that we can use Tomo's name in here as a co-conspirator. Like like I would love another lawsuit. I've got a lawyer that's going after Chris's lawyer at the moment, hopefully, which I'm quite excited about. But these guys made my life difficult, and I learned a lot about scam investigations. But Tomo is somebody I would just love to get a cream pie and rub it in his face, just round and round. And I would, if he was in the courtroom, if I get to be there and those boys are there, I will sit in the middle of them. I don't care. I will, I would go up and introduce myself, but not that I need to, but I'm not intimidated by them. They are just a bunch of
Oh, neither
fluffies,
am I.
and I
No,
think
that
it's
these
disgusting.
what I think is disgusting is that I think that they use their status to intimidate other people when there's really nothing to be intimidated from. Their status
Yeah.
comes from nothing. They're frauds, they're fakes
Well, Mike was a good
across the
example of
board.
that because when Mike went to Orlando, he had nothing, and he was, now he's claiming he's some sort of, amazing crypto trader, but he's nothing. He's never made it. He's stolen money from a Ponzi scheme, and then he was, like he's buggered. So I'm gonna, like that vehicle he had. I heard from a pretty reliable source that he's driving around in a friend's vehicle, claiming it's his own, doing all these, posts, and he's, doing these stupid Instagram posts where you see a beautiful woman and you go up to her wearing a pair of sandals and ask her for some money. And then she goes, no. And then he goes back and gets in his car, which even I don't know what type of car it is. And she's going, oh, I didn't know you had one of those cars. Oh, well, sorry. Yeah. Why are you asking, all this stupid stuff you see on Instagram to sort of make it look like you're some sort of big, rich, wealthy guy. But all his money has come from stolen
It's
funds. Yeah.
I mean, I've got pretty affluent friends and that kind of thing. I mean, I could borrow a car from a buddy of mine and all that kind of stuff, but when it comes down to it, it's all fake.
Yeah.
Everything he does is a fake.
So here's some more of your moments, mate. You're going to be famous on the internet.
I guess I'm gonna be either famous or infamous, Danny, at this point. I mean,
Yeah. Well, have a listen to this. The sound's not very good at the start, but I think the sound gets a bit better as we go on. Have a listen to this.
Millions of dollars out of people in a Ponzi scheme has just pleaded guilty. West 2's Bob Hazen was in the courtroom as Christopher Delgado admitted he defrauded people.
There we go.
He says he only has a high school education, but he was able to get hundreds of people to buy into his scam, and now he wants the other people involved in it to face justice. Mr. Delgado, how much time do you think you're going to get? Christopher.
Is that you?
oh no, that was actually the reporter yelling. That was the reporter yelling that
So they
one.
had 2 hecklers. They took your limelight. How dare
Yeah.
them? I went.
No, he tried me there.
So when I went to Orlando, I went and had an hour-long interview with Fox 35 News, and they mic'd me up and recorded me properly. Never used any of it. And then is it Greg Fox? I think he's FWTV or no, NBC News. Is that this one? No, this one here. This very channel. So I'm guessing, and he was one of the ones he heckled him originally when he was getting inside his white Rolls Royce. But I thought it was just funny they never mentioned me, even though I've sat with Gary Fox, and he works for this TV channel, and he wasn't interested in actually investigating it because I had 3 civil lawsuits that I showed him. And he said, because they're civil lawsuits, even though one of them was Nick Petrillo and $40 million, he said it's going to be very hard for us to report on it. And then 2 days after that, we had the first federal case filed. And then I went back to New Zealand, and then 2 days after that, Christopher got formally charged. But it was just interesting that I've been, and also, what's the other one? Channel 9 News I've talked to, and numerous other people, but none of them wanted to tell my story. So, but this is quite good anyway. So that might have been Greg Fox. That's what I was insinuating.
Delgado said nothing before heading into federal court, but several of his victims
Ooh, look, blue suit.
heckled Delgado on the way in. Yeah, you look scared. Should be. Justin Eplin told me he lost $100,000 investing in Delgado's company, Goliath Ventures.
I think it's good to see justice done. I'd like to get some restitution. I'd like to get my money back, obviously, like quite a few of the other victims, I'm sure.
Goliath promised big monthly returns from putting clients' money into a cryptocurrency liquidity pool, but in reality, investigators say Delgado was keeping most of the money for himself.
So we had people go to that house today, and in the window, there's now a sign basically saying the house has been seized by the federal government, which is quite exciting.
To buy mansions and luxury cars. The scheme pulled in close to $500 million. He was arrested 4 months ago. In court today, he changed his plea to guilty, admitting in particular that he knowingly defrauded the clients. Prosecutors say there have already been contacted
So that was another time.
by at least 1,600 potential victims. Delgado was not sentenced today, so he was allowed to leave the courthouse, and afterward, his attorney told us he will work to bring his co-conspirators in Goliath to face criminal charges. There are people.
So what did you think about this lawyer saying his speech that he
I think it's
prepared?
kind of funny that he wants to get his co-conspirators now. Man, I can't wait to see what those guys do to that snitch in jail.
That's what I'm
Wow.
thinking.
If you're gonna be a criminal, you can be a criminal, man. Just have a code. But if you're not gonna be just a criminal. You're gonna be a criminal and a snitch. I mean, damn, talk about offending all sides of the world. I mean,
Yeah.
not only are you a scumbag to the normal people, now not even the people in jail will respect you because you're a snitch.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, how's he going to get on? Because he's got all the prestige in the real world, lived the life of Riley, and now he's going to go to the worst of the worst. Because it just so happens I know somebody who is a prison guard, and where he's probably going, and he said there's no one in there that's done financial fraud. They're all in there because of domestic abuse and stealing, so he's in there with a whole lot of real criminals. And they're not going to give a shit about him. I mean, I want to send him a rope on the soap. The soap on the rope?
Oh, Daddy, I can tell you that soft little soy boy is going to all orifices of his are going to get dramatically expanded upon visiting that prison. I can assure you of that. Those boys are going to have a
Oh,
field day with that little soft
oh,
ass boy. I can tell you
oh,
that right now.
wow. It's horrible. I mean, it's not, but it's just like,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm not gonna be too expose my own past or anything. I mean, I'm
yeah,
no stranger to overnighter or two. So I mean,
yeah.
I can say I've done my fair share of stupid stuff in my day, and I can tell you it's an unpleasant experience. But
Yeah.
New donation
there's
from
some real
Snitch will be turned
criminals.
into a bitch in prison.
Oh my God. Stop it.
Oh,
That's
Dad.
freaking
Oh
hilarious.
my God. No,
Oh.
Daddy, your fans are unmatched. I will give you that, man.
Oh, we just want to see
That's
justice, and we'd love to be able to give people their money back, honestly. But I don't know. I've got another wee video I'll show you after this one. But
In this
listen.
community, including some who hold themselves out as pillars of the community that profited from Goliath Ventures.
I just don't. I just think that's
I wonder who he's talking about, Danny. I just
yeah.
wonder. Could that be maybe one of the other people here locally in the community?
Wow. I don't know. I can give you 27 of them. I should ring him up and say, "Hey, have you got the list?" Because,
I was
you
gonna
know,
say you got a dart you want to throw at the board on this one? I mean, pick a co-conspirator at this point. I mean,
yeah.
should have co-conspirator bingo here.
We're getting comments in here from a guy that's looks like very, you can't see him, but it looks like uh, Christopher. Somebody's taken up the persona of Christopher. Another one of my problem child subscribers. But it's like, what else have we got here? Oh, here we go. Over we look. I'm trying to make it big enough. My
Oh
freaking
man.
software is not very friendly sometimes. Oh, look, what are we doing now, Danny? Um, what's he saying? No, if what's he saying? I can't read the rest of it. Uh,
Oh,
if
give me
you
your
give
social
me
security number.
your social security, I promise I'll send you the
Oh
money.
wow.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, there's some.
Your fans are hilarious, man. Great.
Yeah, they haven't even started yet. It's some of the stuff we do. It's like, oh, hold it. I might be able to get this looking better in a minute. Let's see if I can. Oh no, I've just stuffed it up. It's gone small. You just have to read that in the comments section, everyone. But thank you very much, Chris. It's really nice. I'll just see if there's any other comments. We've got Queen and Karma in the room. Her name's everything. She's edit text dynamic. Why do I have a box? Look at that. I can't make my boxes any good. It's just been naughty. Shrink box, tourniquet. No, that's even worse. And I've got all these options and I don't know how to do it. I've only been doing this for a week. Oh, a scrolly box. Well, that might be better. I don't know. Anyway, further ado, let's carry on doing this while I figure out other stuff.
They may try to distance themselves from this matter,
Ooh.
but they cannot run from the facts.
The lawyer would not name those people. Eplin says he wants them arrested too, but most importantly, he wants his money back. When Delgado is sentenced, he could face up to 50 years in prison, but prosecutors...
Sorry, you spoke?
Tomo, Mike. I mean, how many co-conspirators? Danny, you got a list of another what? 19 co-conspirators. I'm sure that you could list off
27.
that
Not that
man
I'm
was
counting.
20. A whole lot of folks that you can name off in that section there where he did not name anybody. You can name off any one of those 27 people,
Yep. No,
or
I
all of
could.
those 27
I
people
reckon
for that matter.
I've even got a button ready to go. I just click that button there, and there's all the co-conspirators sitting there. I mean, I would love to know how these people are sleeping at night. And look, I know they'll be watching us right now because we're live. But imagine what these guys are
I'm sure
thinking.
they
Look,
are.
we've actually spoke to one of these people in these pictures, and they claim that they did not know it was a Ponzi scheme. And
They're a liar.
well, they have to be. I mean, this was,
No, Danny's nobody's that stupid. There's nobody on the planet that's stupid. There can't
uh,
be. I mean, they would have to not be competent enough to execute
New
adult
donation from
life.
They Want to Put a Pillar in Chris.
ooh, a
Oh, they're
pillar.
gonna put a pillar in, Chris. Probably two or three.
A pillar. I'm not educated enough for that one. I won't even try to
They're
overthink of it.
making a naughty reference, Danny, to when he
Oh,
goes to jail.
oh, a pillow. I still don't get it. I obviously not really that clever when it comes to the
It's an
jail
American
talk.
humor thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not good for Chris, but I assume.
Oh, very bad for Chris. It would be painful.
Oh, oh my God. All right. I'm still got problems here with my thing I'm not very happy about. But anyway, I'm
Danny,
working on it.
I have like 2% left on my battery here because we have
Oh
been on
no.
for quite a while.
All right.
So if you give me just a second, I'm gonna go see if I can grab a charger and get us plugged in here. So
All
give
right,
me
you
just
go
a
do
sec,
that
bud.
and I'm enjoying the conversation, so make sure you get that charger. I'm just gonna see if I can fix my problem I'm having with these stupid pop-up messages. I did try to get myself organized before I got stuck into this, but it didn't work out very well. We are going to play another video of Darlene Jones, the one that she did, and we'll see get his reaction on that. Hope you're enjoying the show. There's a lot of messages in the chat room. Sorry I have missed a few of them. But you can see that things aren't quite working out for me when I'm doing my little wee pop-up messages, and I'm just trying to be... I've got ADHD, I reckon. I don't think I have, but I like to say I have. But when I make a nice wee message like that, when Susie said, Jason Newton, oh, yeah. I'm sure we're going to have our friends on our fingertips when we need other stuff. Thank you for the donations too, guys. I really do appreciate that. It's really, really generous.
New donation from They Want to Ram Chris in Prison.
Can we come on, guys. I can't publish that sort of stuff. I'll be banned on YouTube. Oh my goodness. You guys are absolutely crazy. Oh, look at that. Make the dream true again. You know, you've been a member for 21 months, Richard. You're so supportive. It's so awesome. Hey, look, guys, what I were doing before we got started, I was actually trying to book myself a flight. I actually think I haven't done it. Last time I went on America Airlines, I actually quite enjoyed it. I did get freaked out when I had to change from one airport to the other and had to get on the car thingy, what do they call the rail car, and find the next plane. But I did actually manage to get all my way to Orlando. I actually went to 3 states when I visited. I went to Washington, D.C. first, got myself set up there and carried on streaming, pretend I wasn't in America. I went in through Washington because I thought that would be the safest place for an independent reporter to turn up. And then I went from there to Orlando, and then I went to visit CoffeeZilla. So if you haven't, you're awesome, man. Thank you. If you haven't seen the CoffeeZilla video, don't not see it because you won't believe this, guys. But this is CoffeeZilla's video here, right? 4.1 million views of Christopher being interviewed by KB. And KB, I know you're watching right now, and thank you very much. KB's actually done the right thing and actually removed all his videos. Even though I asked him to do it months ago, he's finally gone through there. So if you see any Goliath Ventures videos with KB's name attached to it, by all means, let him know because he's removing them. One thing I do, the thing that gets me the most about CoffeeZilla's video, he calls Chris's hairdo frosted tips. And every time I see Chris's hairdo, I think, oh my goodness, that's so true.
Let's be honest, Danny, that is probably the most cringe haircut I've ever seen in my life.
I know. I mean, and I'll tell you now, he offered his hairdresser $3,000 once to do his haircut. He was just giving it to her as a gift. So he couldn't even give the shit away. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think she took it. But that was what he offered her, doing his frosted tips. Sorry about the hairdresser. I know that was confidence, but I know the hairdresser didn't tell me, but you got friends who did tell me. So sorry about that. But I mean, the amount of a lot of people got a lot of backhanders from Christopher, and that's where the money unfortunately went a lot of the time.
I know he had a Halloween party that he had a costume party. He gave away 10 grand. Like,
well, who to?
for a costume party. For a costume party, like a Halloween party.
What did he go as?
I have no idea. But I know that one of the members at that party received $10,000 for winning the costume party at his house.
What the fuck?
Mean,
seriously,
Daddy, that's
horrible.
$10,000 is a lot of money to a lot of people. I mean, now don't get me wrong. Like I said, that.
But he's from no money. He worked at In-N-Out Burger. He knows that's a lot of money. It's not like he was going by his own story, whether it's true. He's brought up in a trailer park and one-parent family and all this sort of carry on, and all this stuff that he knows what that means to people. Maybe that's why he likes being a philanthropist. But you're meant to make it with your own money before you give it away. You don't give out people's money. So,
Danny, I got to correct you on that. It's philanderist, not philanthropist.
No way. They changed it. What do they call it? Philanthropist.
No, they changed it for Chris. He's a philanderer, so it's a philanderist. So he's definitely not a philanthropist. The guy has definitely not got the good giveaway gene, I guess you call it, because he's giving away money that isn't his.
Wow. But yeah, so if you haven't been keeping up with it, I actually went and met CoffeeZilla face to face, invited me into his home, which was absolutely lovely. I sent him a message before we went live, said if he wanted to join us, it would be lovely. I told him it was interviewing you. I have a good relationship with him. He's a fantastic guy, but he did what a lot of journalists can't do that day. He actually told the real story, and he was right on the money. He did his research, even though I didn't go there to help him do his research with CoffeeZilla. Basically, he did the research, and we shared notes. He told me how he was concerned about doing the video because he didn't want to be in another lawsuit because he's already got one with Logan Paul. And It was amazing. But, we've got Christopher here. We've got photos of him with, FBI, and I knew he'd paid $250,000 to get into the White House that day. And he was there on Fentanyl Day. And he stood up and pledged $2 million to Jackie Sergal's charity. And he paid $250,000 towards that, but never fulfilled it. But then a week later, it was crypto week, and he was showing photos of him being at the White House, alleging that he was there for crypto week, when he was actually there a week prior, doing something with, I don't know if my timing's quite right, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. But every deceptive thing he could do to build confidence and, convince people that he was the real deal, he did. That's why he got involved in all these charities, and, it's just absolutely gutting. I just want to finish your little wee interview here because I think they went back to you. We've got 5 seconds, or probably not.
Did agree to ask the judge for a somewhat lighter sentence.
Okay, so that was West Hughes, is it? Is that what we called? Oh, I've got that. All my names wrong earlier on. But this is the big one, mate. This is where the Darlene's going to say some stuff. So just, if you want to stop and ask any questions along the way, just chuck your hand up. But I actually wouldn't mind sort of like your 2 cents worth on it as a victim. And I'd just like to see what I haven't watched this. I've only watched this once today, so I thought, do you know what I mean? Just have a listen to see what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Ashlyn. A judge will now decide how long the head of a major Ponzi scheme will go to prison. Today, the CEO of Goliath Ventures, Christopher Delgado, pled guilty to fraud and money laundering charges. Now, he's working with the feds as they work to determine if others mentioned as co-conspirators will be indicted.
I do like that part, though, that he's working with the feds, because I'm thinking of all these co-conspirators. That's who we're after now. So, I mean, they must be. I can only put myself in Tomo's shoes when they watch this. Wonder what they're thinking. I'd be freaking out. That's what I'd be doing.
You better run home, coward! Had to sneak out the...
You better run home, coward. Now, your sound's gone. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry, my daughter walked in.
Oh, no, you're right. No, that's cool. Yeah, so you just yelled out in a big voice, you better run home, you coward, which I'll play again because I thought that was very good.
Run home, coward! Had to sneak out the back like a snake. No surprise.
A man who told us he was a victim lashing out at Christopher Delgado as he walked out of the federal courthouse. He was the only one willing to speak on camera of about a half dozen who showed up to hear details of Delgado's plea agreement.
Only half a dozen people, really. There's not many, eh? Is it a big courtroom?
It's a fairly large courtroom. There were 3 rows worth of people in there today, specifically.
Wow.
Which details the scheme Justin Eplin says another Goliath Ventures employee sold him on, promising monthly investment returns of 3 to 8%.
Did you really buy into that, and why?
I hate that question, mate. I'll be honest. I don't think that's a nice question.
Cringe. I mean, you saw me cringe when she asked it. I was like, God, man, damn, you had to ask that.
Yeah, and I think, like from our perspective, it's a question we don't try asking people because we just don't think it's like a lot of people feel like they're stupid, and I go, well, if we're all stupid together, I'm happy to be called stupid. I get called stupid every day by scammers who are trying to say I'm an idiot. So no one died by embarrassment. Well, I don't think anyone's died by embarrassment, but I just think.
Well, we're gonna make sure that Christy's the closest possibility.
Sorry. Okay.
It was more of a relationship based because of whom it came from, not necessarily the verbiage on the actual documents and whatnot.
I think that's absolute brilliant answer, though. I think you said exactly what it is.
New donation from Alpesh.
Thank you, Alpesh. It's really kind. Because I think it's a relationship. There's all these Ponzi schemes grow by relationships. So I think that was a brilliant answer. Just saying.
The indictment against Delgado mentions but doesn't name co-conspirators.
They use the same footage over and over again.
Connected to Goliath. As part of the deal, Delgado must...
What the hell is that? I mean, I'm not a stylist, but his tie is coming down underneath his button. Not is that? I'm so out of fashion. That's
No, Danny, you're not out of fashion. He's gained weight since he had bought those suits, because he's not actually going out, and he's not able to keep up his peptide regimen and all that kind of stuff now, because he's not, super rich and all that kind of stuff. So he actually would have to actually diet and exercise and things like that. So he's getting fat now. So none of his suits fit.
Well, let me show you what the truth is, mate, because we've been there. Hopefully, this is, I can't fast forward, but I think it's the next video, the next photo. Damn, it's not. So this is part of our song.
Writing promises on every page. Everybody bought the fantasy.
That's what it is, mate. It's Christopher.
Yeah.
Getting cut in
Yeah,
half and sewn back together again.
Cut down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because he can't do the work himself.
Yeah. I can't show my partner that photo because she cringes every time she sees it. And I go, oh, okay. Sorry, just thought I'd show you that. Anyway, let's go back. Let's see his anyway, so there he is with his tie hanging out. But yeah, okay.
Continue cooperating with the feds, which could lead to other indictments.
Who the fuck does this guy think he is, though? I mean, really? I mean, I still can't get over the fact he walk in here like he's the man.
I swear to God, this guy thinks he's gaudy. He thinks he's gaudy. He thinks he's a mafioso. He thinks he's a mob member. He thinks he's mobbed up. He walks around with security. Well,
so the guy, the black guy at the back, is he security, or is he carrying the briefcase for another reason?
That guy's an attorney, from what I understood.
All right.
But his actual personal bodyguard was actually there today.
Yeah.
But wasn't his bodyguard. I think he's a victim.
No way. Probably took all his payments, because we knew there was a black guy that was doing security, and we'd followed him for a wee while. But and when we heard that Steve Davis was in the courtroom and the security guard, we thought, oh, it must be the same guy, and obviously it was. Because we got photos of them. Yeah. So anyway, I just thought this guy here, the way they walk in, they're all quite separated. It's like a wall of protection around. It wasn't like they were, they were covering their bases. And I thought obviously there's a policeman tailing them in that day, but not that day, obviously. But today there was a policeman. So did the policeman walking from his car?
No, the policeman walked in front of me. He didn't want me going after Chris.
Court records we reviewed showed the COO, Nicholas Petrillo.
She didn't say that quite right, I don't think. And she's accused me of not being a real journalist. But that's the first time ever, ladies and gentlemen, they've actually mentioned somebody else's name on this recording, which has blown me away. And we've, so there we go. We've heard it. And I don't think she said Nicholas Petrillo. I think she said it wrong. I call him Nick Petrillo, but let's carry on.
Had a previous run-in with the feds. He was accused of implementing kickback schemes with doctors.
I had that document like 8 months ago, and they've never published it. And this was court filings. So that document they're reading from, actually, I just realised now where that document actually come from. And that was something we had months ago. So they could have used this months earlier, and they could have said, because they're actually now associated with Nick, with him, which is great.
Incentivizing overutilization of pain cream, entering a settlement agreement back in 2018. Delgado said little in court outside of acknowledging his guilt, his attorney saying much more.
We welcome the opportunity for this community and for the victims to understand who is culpable, profited, and who, in addition to Mr. Delgado, should be held accountable.
Delgado faces up to 50 years in prison, but could face less time for cooperating, accepting responsibility, and providing information that leads to more assets being seized and sold to make more victims whole. And that's exactly what they want.
Who are those people?
I think it's good to see justice done. I'd like to get some restitution. I'd like to get my money back.
When they cut you off there, did you say anybody's name? Because I'm wondering if they sort of cut you short on that conversation.
I don't think so, to be honest with you. I think that was right about the end of the interview there.
Yeah.
See about that, victims can get more information on how this case is playing out, including information on how to file a claim in this case at this website, GoliathVenturesBK.com. That is the bankruptcy filing in all of this as the feds work to seize and then actually sell off his assets. You can find that on WFTV.com.
Well, thank you, Darlene. She didn't do a bad job. And I think she's like the amount of why we sort of a bit critical of mainstream media is because they can't. There's so many things they can't say, which makes it very hard. And I get it. And the other thing is, we've done hours and hours and hours of research. We've gone through crypto wallet addresses. We've chased down banks. We've had banks notified of what was happening and all this. We've done a lot of research. There's so much more about this whole investigation, which a general reporter couldn't do. Like we've kind of like dedicated our life to Goliath Ventures and fighting it and exposing them. So we feel like we're sort of just on the cusp of it now when we can actually, if we go after 27 other people, it's going to be very kind of exciting in a way, really, for us to see other people. Like we're looking forward to the next charges being laid against individuals. And I think I said to you before we talked live that what I believe is going to happen now is they're going to go after 21 Ventures, which is Nick Petrillo's company, and they're probably going to go after all the LLC companies individually and all the people that, because each, like I know Nick had his sister, I think it was, there was a guy called Adam, and they were all helping, run that version of his company. And like Nick Petrillo, we believe, had 900 people under his umbrella, and Punit Shaw had 500 people under his umbrella. He had what they call the 7% club, where people were getting paid 7% per month. And they were probably the smaller investors at the time that were squeezed to go up to 100,000. But that's what they were paying out in dividends. And then when it started hyper compounding, it's unsustainable, to keep it going. That's why it fell over. Yeah.
Well,
There you
Danny,
go.
I have to say good evening to you tonight, brother. I have to go take care of my daughter. As you can tell, she was coming in here and things like that. So I have to go put her to bed. It is midnight here in the U.S. So she's been up a little bit past her bedtime.
No, you rock, mate. I just want to say thank you, 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 thank you. You're awesome. And
I,
thank you for
I
being
I
an
guarantee you,
Avenger.
Danny, if you offer me another opportunity, sir, I will be more than happy to come back on and we can we'll do more on this as things unfold, as you could say.
Yeah, no, you're right, mate. Honestly, really impressed. Welcome to the Avengers. And thanks for speaking up for the victims. I mean that. I really do. Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
my place, man. I mean, if nobody come forward yet, I didn't think anybody would, so I'll take it on the chin for you guys.
No, you're awesome, mate. All right. We'll stay in touch. Brother from another lover. Woo.
Have a wonderful day, Danny.
All right,
Thank you,
buddy.
man.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that's awesome. That really is absolutely amazing. I mean, like I got given, I can't even tell you how I got his phone number, but I got his details, and I actually went to town today because I didn't quite know how to do this interview, to be honest. And I don't even think I've done a very good job of it, I'll be honest. But I think the thing is, from our perspective, trying to share somebody's story, their losses, knowing that he's lost $100,000, we believe the average investment loss is around about 200,000. As I said earlier on, there's people we know that have lost millions of dollars to Christopher. They may be hurting like a bitch. Getting some closure. Even the fact that Chris has pleaded guilty is a nice thing, that people can have some sort of closure that, yes, it was a scam, and they stop hanging on to that branch of hope and can get on with their life. I mean, I always say to people, don't let it consume you. Money is, they say that the love of money is the root of all evilness, but that's biblical. But money isn't the root of all evilness, but it's certainly not what builds you, makes you into a better person. I've met some wealthy people in my time, and I remember being out for lunch with 3 individuals, all millionaires, all talking about their 100-foot yachts. And I'm sitting there as a website developer at the time, and they were talking about swapping assets. And I'm sitting in here and I'm thinking, I'm having this good, I can roll with the best of them. Money doesn't define what I think of you. Your assets don't define what I think of you. If I ask you a question and you answer it and we have a conversation, that's what I love. I love people. some of my friends that I've formed from this investigation got more money than I'd ever. I don't know. One day I may have money. I don't know. It just doesn't matter. I mean, it's the people are generous, not because they give me their money, but they're generous with their time. They're generous with what they share with you, and that's what builds people today. I mean, it is all about relationships and building friendships. Going to America was a real big thing for me. Meeting some of my Avengers face to face, giving them a hug, building friendships with people online, doing what we do, and then meeting them face to face. I mean, my first night in Washington, D.C., I basically got to my apartment, then got picked up by one of my Avengers, met for the first time, got taken out for an amazing meal that I would have be the flashiest restaurant I've ever been to. They weren't trying to show off to me. They just wanted to make sure I had a restaurant with a view of the White House. And here I am thinking I just landed after 36 hours of flying, met somebody I've never met before, and, nice wine, nice food, great conversation. And it was really weird because two of my Avengers had never met. So they met for the first time, and it was like they weren't sure. And here I am, Danny, and introduced them, introduced me, out for a fantastic meal. We all had, obviously, Goliath Ventures on our minds, and it was just one of those nights where I can't even tell you what it was like, but it was just amazing, so I don't know. It's been a real ordeal for me, but Justin, that was amazing that you did that and spoke up for the people who may or can't speak up. But and like we've said, like it's just the beginning, really, guys. It's just absolutely amazing, And one of my Avengers, when I met them, and they're not wealthy, they gave me this little black box, all right. And when I opened this little black box, I didn't know until afterwards, but there was a couple $100 tucked in here, which is very generous. And they bought me some cards, which you might not be able to see with the green screen, but this one here is get out of jail card free. Well, maybe if I hold it like that, you might be able to see it. There it is, go to jail. So I can hold that up. You need to go to jail. In fact, it's the wrong color, but we don't want to go there. What's this one here? You get out of jail card free. This is my mobile spam fighting kit. This one here, just visiting. That's what I'm going to use when I go visit Christopher in jail, which I would love. I would actually like to do that. And what else did I get? I got a set of playing cards because when you're a scam fighter, you've got to make sure you play your cards right. And I like to think that myself and my team of Avengers are playing with a full house because that's I'm more of a blackjack sort of guy. But 2 jokers and 4 aces. I don't even know what that is. Is that a royal flush? I don't know what it is. It could be a full house. Okay, but anyway, that was a gift given to me. One of my Avengers who spends a lot of time and energy helping us fight these scams, and it's really, really quite hard. Look, I think I have to be in America when I get there, so I am going to figure out how to book flights. I need to just confirm the dates that I'm going to be there. I would like to meet a few people. I probably am a little bit concerned about my welfare while I'm there. I don't think any of the Goliath boys are probably going to cause me any grief, but I do think there will be some idiot out there who wants to tell me they don't like me. And I am going to America, so I will plan some sort of trip. I would like to meet a lot of people. But anyway, that's basically our interview. So I'll let you know how I get on. I'm just going to close this off so I can cut it off. I do want to carry on doing a little bit more work at the moment, but I just want to say thank you to Justin Eplin for being here, and we will see you in the next Goliath video. I'm still here. I just want to go through a few things beforehand. I just wanted to have a wee look. If you are new here, you'll know that we've done a pretty amazing job with the Goliath investigation that we have done. We have got theheck.com available. If you click on Goliath Ventures, you can actually go, you can get all the contact numbers of all the Goliath Ventures people. We've managed to grab all their phone numbers. I won't click on it because that would be called doxing on the internet. You're not allowed to do that. But you can click on Goliath Ventures and get all the phone numbers of all the Goliath boys, and you can literally give them a ring. As I said earlier on, CoffeeZilla has probably done us the best justice ever, by producing an amazing video with 4.1 million views in the last 5 or 6 weeks, which is absolutely incredible. It was really a battle of Danny and Goliath. I think if we ever get anything published, it will be David and Goliath, but my name will be Danny. It was a shit fight. It was the biggest fight I've ever had exposing a scam in my life. I mean, the dirty tactics, they offered me $150,000 to, walk away and put a Dear John letter out there. And then they even staked out my neighborhood, found out where I lived, knocked on my door, and had 2 private investigators trying to offer me a better deal than the previous one, but I wouldn't have a bar of listening to it. So I could have taken the money and run. If you think I'm doing this for clicks, then I would have taken the money, wouldn't I? But in this video here, you can actually go through and you can actually see my whole trip to America when I went. I weren't very good at vlogging, but I did have a blast of a time. I did explain different things that were happening along the way. I did walk around Orlando. I went to the fire station. I didn't have the balls to walk in there and see people. I did stay in some. I did actually go to Chris's house. Well, a lot of people may not know this was the sales pitch of the house for when he bought it. I did get I found myself in a media suite, which was the biggest hotel room I've ever slept in. I felt like I was sleeping inside a gymnasium by myself, which is really, really sad. I'm just going to show you my room. So this is my room that I stayed in. If I turn around, you'll see there's the kitchen that had in it, and then we had a bathroom at the end on the right. Then we had even had a boardroom behind me there meeting, and this was the hotel which I was staying in, which was absolutely amazing. And it was a bit of a luck that I got this room because I moved into the 13th floor, a room with a view, and then they started jackhammering the roof because they're doing maintenance. So I said, I've got media turning up interviewing me, so they put me in this room here, all no expense spared, which is really cool. I went for a walk that night, found myself outside Universal Studios. Even went on a roller coaster, which I love roller coasters, so that was a big deal for me. We don't have those. We only have one roller coaster in the whole of New Zealand. I went through a tunnel and I talked about sharks and people I met along the way. Picture of a shark soon. Pretty noisy. But as I think I got to the point where I found a couple of sharks sitting here and I had a wee talk to them. There we go. But anyway, if you want to watch that video, you can find it all on my website. It was a one hell of experience for this boy to go there. And also, like here I were in Orlando leaving, and just when I was leaving, it was being published on somewhere, some platform that I was in Orlando, and it was quite okay. So I was leaving just in the nick of time. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, who's that guy? We went and had a celebration drink together, and you know, Yeah, next minute we're actually literally chasing bank robbers. Not bank robbers. Look at this. So here's the policeman. It's literally pulled the gun on the guy. I couldn't believe it. So Richard and I chased him down the road, and then we finished up meeting the police that were in the car chase, and we was telling them we had the video, and we handed over the video. They wanted the video so they could use it in the courts against the guy that pulled the gun on them. And here's the... Yeah, so it probably means a lot more to me than a lot of people, but no sound on the video. Thanks, Susie. I don't know if there was no sound on the video, but is there no sound now? I'm just going to re-listen to that. Oh, I see, muted.
I mean, the
thanks,
chances
Suze.
of that.
Yeah, so you didn't really miss too much. It was just me talking, but I had the mute button on that. I don't know why it does that. But anyway, problems. But the whole trip, what I'm talking about here, guys, was that the fact that it meant a lot to me to go to America. It meant a lot for me to go to, Texas. This is me actually leaving just after I left CoffeeZilla's house. It was a big deal. And what I'm saying, it's a big deal for me to go there and continue investigating Goliath Ventures. It's a big deal for you guys to lose your money. And at the end of the day, we've got one person going to jail, which I wouldn't even be, I reckon he's a flight risk. I don't even know why they let him out. But, we've documented everything from, now we want to go after the co-conspirators. We've started up what we call, and if you read this blog, we've actually got Operation Elephant underway. And this is what our promise, the Avengers, for all the support that we've been getting. This is the promise that we're giving people.
Operation Elephant. When Christopher Delgado was arrested, many people assumed the investigation was over. I disagree. While Delgado became the first person charged, he did not build Goliath Ventures alone. Over the course of this investigation, I documented a network of promoters, recruiters, business associates, service providers and supporters who helped grow Goliath Ventures into what federal investigators now describe as a multi-$100 million fraud. That is where Operation Elephant begins. There is an old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Rather than trying to tell every story at once, Operation Elephant will focus on the individuals, companies and relationships that helped build the Goliath empire. Each blog and each video will examine one piece of the puzzle, using documents, public records, court filings and evidence gathered throughout the investigation, one person at a time, one company at a time, one story at a time. The goal is not sensationalism, the goal is accountability. Victims deserve to understand who was involved, how the scheme expanded, who profited from it, and what lessons can be learned from one of the largest cryptocurrency investment frauds in recent American history. Because while Christopher Delgado may have been the first domino to fall, many questions still remain unanswered.
Yeah, so that's my promise to you guys. We've got the timelines of events, what happened here, but we're going to go through them one. So first one that we did go after was actually Mike Shalinsky. You're laughing. Did I get that right? I wouldn't be surprised. And we've done a whole full blog on him. We think there's going to be some more stuff coming out about Tomo, which would be really, really cool. But each of these individuals, we've done one on Steve Davis as well. These are bottom feeders, guys. This guy here is currently in the courtroom wearing Gucci clothes. He doesn't have a brass razoo to his name. He's now trying to sue a young couple who were part of Choice Press. Choice Press was the young couple's family name business that used to be a publishing company. So he got to start up a company using their concept, their idea. And then he's even published Alone in the Fire. And now this guy's trying to do a lawsuit against this couple for $150,000. And here is this guy's driving around in McLaren. He's even rung us and tried taunting us in the past. I did a pretty good video exposing him and his true colors. We've even put him out there, my promise to you guys is if you search for these individuals on the internet, you may not find them but if somebody ever wants to do Steve Davis and maybe Goliath Ventures, Goliath, is it Goliath? You're going to see that here, Steve Davis, Steve Davis, Steve Davis. So this is the lawsuit. So his name's Mud. His name's everywhere when you search for Steve Davis and Goliath. Everyone does any research on him. Here's the young couple that have now, who used to work with him and are trying to get away from him, and he's decided to put together a lawsuit seeking $150,000 from them. Now that guy there sitting in the courtroom today, how do you think he would feel when all the news that we see are talking about what's going to happen to Christopher? I haven't actually quite finished this one off, so we'll just finish this one off in case you haven't seen it.
Greg, Delgado could be sentenced within the next 3 months in all of this. Nicholas Petrillo's attorney told me they have complied with all documents requested that show Petrillo had some involvement with Goliath Ventures.
And there was no doubt, we heard just in the voice of that attorney, again, the first victim to go on camera, quite angry, and we saw that today. We also saw an attorney who is going after others. You can clearly see that.
The story is to be continued, and yeah, that victim you heard from there, when he walked inside of the federal courthouse, security warned him not to make a scene inside of that building. In fact, they wouldn't even allow him to get on the same elevator with Delgado and his attorneys. Others there in court obviously angry.
New donation from Danny's Police
They
Security
told me
for Chris
today,
sentencing.
While they appreciate our reporting, they simply do not want to go on camera.
Can certainly understand it. And a lot of them have said that they're embarrassed, quite frankly. They were taken. All right, good work there, Darlene. Well,
yes, and Darlene, just for the record there, just remember that the website that's set up called Goliath Ventures, GoliathVenturesBK.com was not set up by the FBI. It was actually set up by the receivers who have gone after the money for people. So if you haven't done it, guys, by all means, you can come here and you can see there's currently 2 lawsuits. Now, because on the 3rd of September, Goliath Ventures closed their company in Florida and reopened it in Wyoming for tax benefits. Don't get me started. There's a lot of lawsuits out there at the moment, both some civil and some federal, but there's the main case is this one here. And you can actually look up, I don't even know if I can do that here, but there's normally a link where you can actually look up the court case. I don't know if I can do that. Maybe I don't, no, but you can actually look up the court case and you can actually look up all the filings. I'm not sure where that is actually. But my point is, if you are a victim and you haven't spoken out yet, do by all means go to this website. So it's not hard to find. It's GoliathVenturesBK.com, and you can read about the lead case. Make sure you have filed a dockets. Make sure you have filed a proof of claim. If you get stuck, you can reach out to our vendors and they will help you. But also, everything that's filed in the court case, you can actually click on these links and you can read the court documents and you can see, everything that's been filed there. So I'm just looking at these exhibits here. We're finding these documents breathtaking. We're finding out they reckon that over 2,000 people have obviously been victims. I don't know where that link is, Susie. Wouldn't mind bringing it up to show people how to search for that case file. I think I can find it. I think I've actually got it under here. District of Columbia, no, BC Wealth, Goliath, BK, broker check. I think it's here. So if you want to be nosy, you can come here. Nope, it's gone. Office clerk will be closed Friday. Independence Day. We don't know if that's right, but there was a link where you could actually go and search for. Here we go. Oh, it's back. That's great. So what I can do now is you can put your name in here. So even though I can put my name in here, I'll put the heck in there. And I think you can search file. Oh, case number. I got it all wrong. Put your case number in there. Make it you're not a robot. and then go search, and it should bring up the cases, and I'm looking up my own case. I'm looking up the completely wrong place. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, you probably don't need to go in there. But Orange County Clerk, maybe that would be the one I'm looking for. Is it Florida? Yeah, maybe this is the one I'm looking for. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You can search case records. No, go around in circles. That's the wrong site, Susie's saying. Danny's naughty. He's trying to find it, though. I'm determined. I think it's not Orange County, my clerk. It is MS registration FinCent, not that one. Court filings, maybe that one there. I know she's going to give it to me in a minute. She's going to be pulling her hair out. Go to the receiver website. Okay, go to the receiver website. Go to receiver website, Department of Justice, hearings, documents, case, search. At the bottom of the first page, this is what people ask us all the time. So let's go to the bottom of the first page, view all. That's where I'm not doing it right. And was it here? I think it's around about here. Proof of claim. That's what you want to do. So now we want to go, there it is there. So what we need to do is click on that link there. I will open it up, put that in there. And what Danny's going to do this time, he's going to hit Command D on the keyboard, and then he's going to put it in his wee bookmarks. And this is what you should do as well, ladies and gentlemen. Find your intel, find your Goliath stuff, proof of claim, and we are going to put that in there. So I've got proof of claim, and hopefully that will allow me to do it. And it's telling me I've already done this. Okay, let's get rid of that. I'm doubling up. So now you click on File Proof of Claim, and then you got File a Proof of Claim, and that's where you'll start your journey. Oh, here we go. So now what we can do is to go back to the other website that we had. I'm really good at doing this now. Been beaten into shape. Overview. Sorry, I'm going to the claim number. I'm going to get this right sooner or later. I've been doing this for months. Remember, I haven't had to file a proof of claim. Get rid of that one. And now we can put that case number in here. So this is the form that I need to bookmark. So I'm just going to do that now. Excuse me while I put it in the right place. Otherwise, I won't be able to find it next time I'm doing a live, and you'll be sitting there going, hurry up, Danny. That's what we want. And I'm just going to do something else. I'm going to actually put the claim number in square brackets so I can find it next time. Done. And now if we click that number in there, you go find this case. It changes it. Name of creditor. And then I understand that such and such, whatever that says. And before you know it, you can actually come through here. And I think this is interesting. So now we could count all the people and all those dots, and you can see these are all the people that actually have filed a proof of claim so far. So just want to thank those people that actually have put their name out there, their claim. But this might give you an indication on how many people have actually filed a proof of claim. Now, I'm scrolling quite a lot here, and we haven't got to the bottom yet, which is quite alarming. So these are all individuals that have actually spoke out. No, they haven't spoke out, but have put their names out there in the public arena who actually have lost money. So, thank you to those people that have done that. And if you haven't done that and you want a bit of help, by all means, reach out to us. We're here to help. But that is a way, that's how me and my Avengers have actually been in here, finding people's names and then going through here. This is just all the A's. So these are all the A's. Just A in the alphabet, okay? All those people are just A. Just amazing. Some people are companies, some people are individuals, some people have got their names in here through lawyers, some people have been doing a proof of claim privately themselves, and you can follow the whole process and submit the information. So a proof of claim should really be, to be clear, if you've deposited $20,000 into Goliath Ventures and your balance was showing that you now owe $28,000, you cannot claim $28,000. You can only claim what you put in. So wherever your money went, so we heard from Justin, he said he put his money in via potentially Luminous Bank, if I'm saying that correctly. So he's got $100,000 losses. If he's been paid out dividends, say $3,000, then his losses are now $97,000. Just because you have a contract stating you were going to get paid a certain amount of money does not mean that you can claim that money, because this is a Ponzi scheme. So that money is coming from other people. But your initial investment, your seed money, as they like to call it in the Ponzi world, that's where your money is. So I hope that's been helpful. But what we are doing, like couples like this, innocent couples that are just starting out their life, shouldn't be sued by thugs like Steve Davis. So that's what we need to do. Is I want to be there on the 8th of October. If you can support me, I don't make money. I do rely on donations quite a lot to run my YouTube channel. But I am actually going to America twice this year. All things working out. I'm going to another big thing, which isn't related to Goliath Ventures, but I think that happens in November. So I will be hopefully in America twice, which I never thought I would be going back and forth to America. But I'm sick of it, guys. We've got amazing database. I mean, just going through the people that I can pronounce their names. Hunter Smallback, for example, I saw a video clip of him just claiming that he was going to be, I'll just see if I can find that. I don't know if it was current or old, but there was a video here of him claiming that he was on Below Deck or something. I don't even know if that's old. I'll just have to read the correspondence. Goodness me, there's a lot of correspondence here, guys. I do have some photos, which I'm going to show you if I can bring them back to my real computer, something I mentioned earlier on, of one of these houses here. Let's see if I can actually, oh, goodness me, nothing works. Download, save as. Just want to see if we can actually put this on the computer. 1 second. I just got some other correspondence here, which I thought I might as well. Hold it. Let's go to the next one. That one there. So just to show you that we've got Avengers everywhere. Oh my goodness, what am I doing here, Danny? Cancel. Got to click the right button. Save as. Make sure I don't incriminate anyone at the same time. Save as. And we're going back to desktop. Oh, God. Nothing works the way you want it to. Let's go save desktop. Alrighty. So one thing we did mention earlier on, the house. This photo was taken today. Yes, today, guys. Today. And on the windows, it said, the Department of Treasury, Real Property Service Support, seizure number. So there's the house that we believe that Christopher actually was bought for his wife, ex-wife, I believe. Ex-wife, but he's still married. And this was the house, and we had one of the Avengers take that photo for us today, which is really, really cool. So that's something else. But so what I'm getting at is, I'll just go done. Oh, actually, I might be able to find it quicker doing this. Was that a incoming call? Can't take that phone call, sorry. I might just have to take a quick phone call. Won't be a second. Have a listen to this. This is a Chinese immigration scam. As soon as I speak English, I'll hang up on me. You watch. Oh, already have. So I get these immigration phone calls all the time. Alrighty, so so going back to that, so that was pretty cool. But there was there it is here. Now I want to see if I can bring this up. Hold on 1 minute, please, caller. So this is so what's this guy doing? We call him Fabio. All right, so Fabio, I don't know how old this is.
I was on Below Deck, Mediterranean with Guestzilla. It was tough to share a boat with him. He was absolutely crazy and had more freaking drama than I could ever even imagine. But the crew was super cool. Aisha was super cool. Captain Sandy was awesome. The Mediterranean is amazing. But with all that beauty was a lot of chaos. So I'm excited to see what comes out tonight. I'm a little nervous for this episode, but we'll see. We'll see what they have in store. So if you guys got any questions what went on behind the scenes or anything, let me know. Drop them in the comments, and I'll try and answer whatever I can. But tune in tonight, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so I'm just going to flip to another screen. But I mean, so what's, like you might think, oh, who's he? So let me show you who he is. I think I've got, I think I've actually got that handy. So I'll just go in there and grab that. I'll just put that on another screen so I don't incriminate anyone else. Lawsuits. What have we got? Receive screenshots, recordings, Zoom meetings, victims, images. 1 minute, please. Caller, recordings. That's not right. Lawsuits, news. I think we might have to go into Christopher for that one. 1 second, please. Call up. Images, videos. Yes, so here's the video here. I just want to see if I can download that video, make it easy for us to play, which I can, and I have done. So I think, so just using Hunter Smallback as, I probably won't be able to do the sound, but let's have a look and see what we've got here. And you tell me whether this guy, so I don't know why. One thing I did do is I gave Channel 9 News quite a hard time, and I said they didn't use this video at one point when they could have done this, could have shown the co-conspirators. I just need to get rid of that sound. But did you notice who that was? That's Steve Davis, right? So this video, I believe, would crucify anyone claiming they were not a co-conspirator. So you've got the guy in the pink suit, which that's Vincent, I think. Vincent. You've got, we just have to go back here. So we've got back frame by frame. I don't know if I can do it frame by frame. I don't think I can. But we're going back here. We've got Tomo in here checking his photo to make sure he looks pretty hot. The back of Steve Davis. Then you've got Christopher wearing his lovely pink suit, all wearing their badges. I mean, why, in the brochures. So here you've got Jonathan Mason. We've got the security guard that we're talking about earlier on. Now we've got Mike, who's now living in Dubai, claiming he's a millionaire, giving people trading advice. I mean, this Alex, so there's Hunter Smallback there. We've got Alex, who's a fitness instructor, who's now got driving around in a Lamborghini. So this is the thing, and we've got Tomo there, and I presume that's Jonathan Mason with his back to us. So I seem to know all these guys really, really well. Tomo is going down. There's Steve Davis hanging out with the pretty girls. I'm sure his wife is so proud of him right there. And then you've got, Vincent Gratter, who's a real estate agent who's going back to selling houses. Now, these are all people that had communities and they had money, and, oh, you're just the man. So this guy, Tomo, is meant to be bankrupt. He's got no money left. He's washed up. He's even using his points now to fly first class. But these guys, I've heard that his Aston Martin's been repossessed. Well, not repossessed, I shouldn't say that. Has been taken back to somebody, sold, or he doesn't have it anymore. Steve Davis showing off his little badge. There's our bodyguard that's with Chris. And here he is standing on the stage. Now listen to this. And this is the bullshit that he's pleaded guilty to, claiming that he wasn't doing what he said. So this is a man that's on a microphone, absolutely lying through his teeth, telling people what their company does. And it's just breathtaking.
Manage my own wealth. I was big into crypto. I didn't want to put all my money in the bank. Could make passive income for myself, raise my family.
So there's $400,000 worth of merch that they purchased for this event. I have the receipt. The person that provided them the merch, Sanjay, he's now been subpoenaed by the courts. We've got Patrick Ben David, who received allegedly $1 million from Goliath, who's now been on CoffeeZilla videos.
And basically enjoy life.
For endorsing bad behavior, let's say. So now we're going back to these still shots. We've got bodyguard. We've also got the guy in the background here who looks like he used to be part of Wealth MD, Wealth Management. That looks like the same guy. We've got photos of him on airplanes traveling with Chris. So all these guys are co-conspirators. Here he is, being the man. I don't know any of those people. So there's Patrick Bet David shaking hands with somebody. I don't know if it's them. Here's Christopher walking in. There's Tomo. There's Alex. These are all co-conspirators. There's Vince again. There's Hunter Smallback, who's just been on a luxury yacht somewhere. Who else? We've got Punic Shaw right there, and the guy next to him, I think that's the guy from WebMD. and there's Nick Petrillo right there. So all these guys, they didn't know what was going on. No, had no idea. Is that what you want me to think? Not now, watch. Music coming on, and there they all are. The photo that they were wished they were never stood there for now. And there we go. And just so you can see, we'll move that out of the way. We've got James, see, I can't do it together. Christopher Delgado, James Delgado. Unreal, isn't it? And everybody in there knew what they were doing. They may now wish that they had nothing to do with this, but we've got the receipts, we've got the evidence. Any investigative journalists, any good investigative journalists who want the receipts, we've got the cars, the flash cars in the driveways being, groomed. We've got other events, other charity events and all this sort of carry on. We've got the video footage. Anyone that wants to put this on Real Stream Media, we're happy to hand it over to you. We'll let you, publish this. If you're struggling to find the content, we've got it all. We've got it backed up. Whose car's this? Hey? Oh, fuck. This music is crap. Whose car's that, do you reckon? Anyone want to guess whose car's that? Who's got that blue car, eh? Wonder whose car it is. Maybe it's a blue car. Whose car's that? Anyone want to know? We know. Wonder if you know. We should have done a thingy. But anyway, we're getting off track here a wee bit, guys. But when you think about it, these are the events that you guys paid for. I mean, who the hell walks around with a thingy walked on their head like that? I mean, is that normal? I don't know. There's Alec. Hey, Alex, how you doing? These are all the people around, they've been part of it. So let's not let them get away with it. Christopher lied his way through. It's disgusting. I want to be there. I'm going to be there. If you can help fund me to get there, that'd be really nice. And thank you so much for everyone. But I'm sick of listening to this bullshit.
Okay, I'm just getting home from work. As you guys know, I was on below deck, Mediterranean.
Oh, good on you, mate. Well, I'd like to hear exactly why you endorsed Christopher Delgado. I don't know what else to say. But look, I've done enough today, done enough damage in the world, fighting scams. We've got some interesting stuff going down at the moment. I have to sort of tell you, I've just had new carpet put down in the house. We rent our house and the landlord's been really kind and decided to put carpet down in our house. So I haven't had a chance really to get stuck into what we do. We've been battling a wee bit to keep our content online. We busted a big scam. This scam here we're looking at claims that they're going to be raising $100 billion. So we managed to find a secret. We managed to get into one of their Zoom meetings and got the head monchos of these companies on film. It's absolutely batshit crazy. And now they're claiming that we're going to get sued once again. This lady here wanted to be an Avenger. And her story is absolutely breathtaking. She wants to be an Avenger, she told us, because she was a victim, managed to get $4,600 out of BG Wealth Sharing. What would you believe? This victim is now promoting another scheme that's identical to the scam that she was a victim of. And in this video, we exposed her. Now she's claiming that I'm a cyber bully. And she's telling everyone that she's wants to end her life, unfortunately. And she's trying to get, not doing it because I don't believe for a second she's genuine. I believe that what she's doing is trying to build a rapport with people, an empathy rapport, but she's out there promoting a Ponzi scheme. It's hard to explain. It's a 4-hour video, but I did a deep dive into her and I'm about to publish some information about what she's actually doing, because they use religion, they use empathy, they tell people these hard luck stories, they convince people to trust them, and then they get commissions every time somebody signs up. And this lady's gone down the road with BG Wealth Sharing, which is, I believe, $1 billion scam, and now she's promoting a new scam called QVI, and she's directing people who've lost money into a new Ponzi scheme so they can trade their way out of it. Absolutely shocking. This one here is a gold scam. This guy here's Larry Lane. Larry Lane is a twin. He's even been on the Fear Factor before. He's a celebrity, lives in Hollywood or somewhere around there. This video is a GGC token scam. They claim they have a token that's was worth 8 cents, now worth $200 a token. When people sign up for their GG coin, they use Cash App and Gazelle to take the money. It's not on exchange. There's no token. They have no license. They have nothing. But they've defrauded people. They're about to hold a seminar where hundreds of people are going to turn up for this token that doesn't exist, and no one's exposing it. People say to me, "Oh, if it was a scam, it would have been shut down by ages ago." So UGC Protocol Scam is another company that's actually managed to get some of my videos removed, claiming privacy reasons. We've managed to keep some of the videos live. We've exposed the people behind it. Since we've exposed this company, they have removed themselves, shut down. They've just, what I'm getting at is there's so many scams out there. It's a dime a dozen. This guy here is taken over after Sam Lee. His name's Charvis. He had a stroke and blamed me for it. Wants me to pay his $300,000 $300,000 hospital bills. It's hard to explain in a heartbeat, but like Goliath Ventures is not the only scam that we go after. We broadcast live, so I'm live at the moment. You can see we've got Goliath Ventures stuff going down here. I'm live. I was live the other day exposing a scam. We exposed this lady. It just goes on and on and on. Like people are scamming people all the time. And we aren't going anywhere. We're here to do investigations for people. If you aren't familiar with what we do, go to my website, go to theheck.com or danny.co.nz. You'll find my website. You'll see that we publish blogs just about on a daily basis. Through the donations that I have received, especially from CoffeeZilla, it's enabled me to go for another round before I go broke again. But I just have to say thanks to CoffeeZilla for doing an amazing video and also encouraging all the donations that we receive that help get me out of the shit. But we're always exposing companies. We do investigations. We are successful for us. We're a small organization with a loud voice. I'm proud of what we've accomplished over the last 5 years. The amount of scams that we've exposed, the amount of people that we've exposed, the risks that I take. I was just in the New Zealand High Court last Tuesday, this time, defending myself against a scammer. The same individuals, who's done a massive smear campaign against me and the work I've done, like we come through here and we list all these websites. I mean, I've got people out there who have so upset because we've exposed them for trying to scam people that they set up websites like this, debating Danny the Heck. They've used my branding, my logo, my look, and they're continuously publishing content, to expose me and my team of Avengers. Like, I don't know, and this is what they're doing every day. So every day we come along here and there's new content published on this. Well, not every day, but enough to sort of do so. And this is what they're doing to fight back at us, exposing them. This is me dressed up in drag, which I think I look quite nice, actually. But this was where we exposed a scam worth $1 billion called BG Wealth Sharing. The same scam has now started up again called PO Wealth Sharing. Yes. And these are two fake professors. And this was me exposing them. So this individual that's believes that we're not doing a good job has set up a whole website as a smear campaign just to annoy me. But if you're not getting flack, then you're not over the target. But, this is what we do. This is what we're doing for the victims. We're fighting for you. We're exposing these bastards. And sometimes it's exhausting, but not today, because we had help from an individual called Justin, who actually put his name, his voice in front of the cameras and managed to stand in front of the media and tell people what he thought of Christopher Delgado. We've been yelling at him since the 1st of September. We published content on the 3rd of September. These guys are bottom feeders. So anyway, so I don't know what I'll do tomorrow, but tomorrow I think I've actually broke my finger again. It's aching. When I was moving all the furniture out and I was making the bed yesterday, I tucked the sheet in and my finger bent back and it went snap. I heard a noise and now I have this ache all the way down here. So I think I've actually literally broken my finger again. I've got an appointment tomorrow morning at a hand clinic. And I'm hoping she's going to tell me I've just sprained it and not re-broken it again. I was 2 days away from getting this stupid thing off where it stops my finger, and now my finger is throbbing like I broke it again, so I can't believe it. So what I'm saying is if you don't see me tomorrow doing a live, it's because I just struggled to do a few things. Look, just for the sake of something different, I'm going to actually try something else while I'm here. I've got some really cool software, which I've been trying to figure out how to work it. And the only way I can test it is by doing it live. So this is the end of my broadcast. I've already cut this off anyway. I'm just now going to have a bit of fun to test them because I know that most people are going to bed. And if you aren't in bed, you should be in bed. It's late for those people in Orlando. It's been a good broadcast for me today. But I'm just going to try using some pretty clever software. And I want to see how it works. So excuse me, but my voice is about to change. I'm just going to see if I can use my voice changer. And I'm just booting it up as we speak. And I'm curious to see whether this works. I'm just waiting for stuff to happen. So in the meantime, I want to know whether my voice has actually changed. Or do I need to change? And have I got an echo? If I haven't, I'm happy. But I think I need to change my microphone. So I'm now using the voice changer, but I haven't changed my microphone. But now I am. I'm going to change it to this.
And this should now either, unfortunately, hopefully not have an echo. So do I sound like a completely different voice? And I'm also got some other voices which I'll give it a go in a minute. So I'm going to actually change myself to
15. Now I want to know whether I have an echo or not. So is this, if so, it would be quite neat to know whether I have an echo or not. My favorite voice is probably, I can actually change voices on array. So the only problem, it's duplicated. Well, there you go. So that's what I wanted to know. Thank you very much. So now I'm going to do my mute thing, and that should actually stop the mute. But now I'm concerned I'm going to be coming across too hot on the microphone, and it might be breaking up. So is that perfect? So now I can actually pick a completely different voice. I can pick a completely new voice altogether and I can change, but I do believe I'm too loud. Would that be correct? And if so, I can actually turn the volume down to 50% on the software, and I'm just curious whether that makes me perfect. It still looks like I'm too hot because I'm going into the red, and that's what I call peaking, but I would be surprised. So if I go contract P8, and now I should have a virtual voice on, it's better, but as I'm too loud, I wish I could hear myself. If I listen to myself, I will hear echo. So now I'm just going to have a little fun. We're going to go voice number 24 voice. So what I would ideally like to be able to do is to actually go into Zoom meetings so they don't recognize me. And then I can actually have a voice. I do some serious voices and I have some fun voices. So I'm going to go to number 14, and I have a button thing on my desk, which I'll show you. There's this thing here. Ooh, and this enables me to pick different voices, you see. And I can literally go to this one, and I've got voices over here. And then I can go to this one, and I go back to this one. So it's pretty cool. And when, just so you know, this is what you call a stream deck. It's not very clear. I know I'm just trying to get it right now. Come on, camera. What have I got? That one there. It's not very clear, is it? There we go. Is it going to work? There it is. It's a bit clear. And then I can flip this button here. And when I'm working, I can actually, there's too much green in there. But I can actually switch between, my finger. I can switch between screens. So what do we got?
This is my favorite voice. Graining to heck as everyone's called, so that's good. So whether I'm talking now, but I do believe this has gone too hot. As I'm very loud, so Danny, so I know I'm actually turning my main microphone back to 80%, which means it should theoretically stop from what they call peaking, which is a bit of a laugh. So hopefully that it has, but we hear you too. Right, so, okay, so why would you hear me as well? Interesting. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Okay, so you can hear both at the same time. Yeah, you're on Wikipedia. Yes, I am on Wikipedia. So it's interesting. So if I go here...
Actually, it's not just me. Virtual microphone. Wonder if I can't turn the microphone off. Yeah, so it's sort of a wee way of going with playing with that software. And if I turn the echo off, it's going to do something with my... Okay, so I've got an echo button that I turn off and on. Sometimes that resets things. Yes, awesome, you cracked me up. No echo that I hear. Maybe a little echo, but not too bad. Alright, so now...
I'm going to click. So this is my default testing voice. Now what I've done, Danny, so I know when I'm listening this back, I'm at 80% and of my voice mode mic, and I have muted the audio system so I don't get the reboost. So if I take the audio system off, now I assume you guys are going to hear either my real voice or just an echo. So I'm going to put the mute button back on. The mute button is back on now. It's too hot. It's a pain, you see. So that, hold up, I can see why each voice has to be turned down. Right, so now I'm hoping that that is perfect. And I'm not sure. I think that might be perfect now, because I can actually turn down the input, the mixer, advanced setting, advanced background noise reduction. I'll turn that on. Whenever that works. These advanced settings are intended for troubleshooting. If you encounter issues with audio quality, most users do not need to modify them. Okay, so it's got background noise reduction is on, and my audio system is muted, just so I know. Noise gate 50. Reset default. So noise gate, turn noise gate off. So if noise gate is off, I now have noise gate off, background noise is off, and I have by sound. I think that might have fixed it. What does that sound like? That's cool. So we're going to go to voice number 12.
Voice number 12, and now it will be peaking because voice number 12 is 50%. They're 100%. So now I've turned voice number 12. It is 12%, but it's still too hot. Oh, it's just going to be awkward. I need to sort of do a whole testing session with it. But so the problem I have now is if I turn this off, all right. So now I've turned that off. Turn the mute back on. And now you're going to get an echo. I now turn this back up to 100%. I now have to turn the noise cancellation off. Alrighty. So now noise cancellation on and off. And I think I have an echo. I can see on my settings that it's telling me I may have an echo. So now I need to I need to crash the voice mod. So now I go force crash. This is how I have to do it. Force quit. Force quit.
And now, restart now. So now I think I'm back to normal, but I just need to, doesn't sound too bad. Oh, I don't know when you said that now. Okay, no echo. Oh, that's great, guys. I mean, sorry to get the fact, but now what I've done is I've force quit my voice changing software. I have switched it manually back to Zoom PA audio, which is my audio, and I've put it up to 100%. I also don't know whether I have an echo or not. So what I'm going to do now, just to make sure, is turn the echo cancellation on and off, which will give me a better shot on it. So it's off at the moment. Now, technically speaking, without having to restart my computer, I'm hoping that my sound is back like I normally sound. And while I'm on this, I'm going to show you something else, which is really cool, because we're having a wee bit of a play here. I've now changed my microphone, and I'm actually putting my desk up. Right, so now I'm actually standing at my desk, and I'm actually using a different mic altogether. And I'm just going to go a little bit higher. Right, so now that's me standing. So the idea of this, I might as well do it all at once. So I've got rid of my my normal mic that's in front of me here. And technically speaking, I should be able to stand here. And this is a directional mic. But the problem I've got, if I stand here, I've got a lot of bright light from here. So if I turn the green screen off, now you have a faulty green screen. However, it's not too bad. So I can fix that. Let me fix some stuff. I'll show you all the tricks of the trade here, guys. So that green screen, I can probably go like that. I won't be able to get rid of that. So I need some light, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, so that's killed the green screen. So if I take the green screen off, that's what I look like. If I put my green screen light on, this is the that's the light from my green screen. However, it's blown my head out, and I don't know how good I'm sounding, but I sound like I'm not too bad. It's not too bad. But if I was doing a guest interview, I would stand here. Obviously, I'd like to have a green screen on, but I'm too bright. So it's just the way it is. But in saying that, I can do some weird stuff. So for example, I could turn my main light up to 100%, which will blow my face out. Alrighty. Okay, and then I can turn the green screen off. Alrighty, and then that's made my green screen a wee bit more even. And my bright, it isn't too bright. But now I've got one other setting, so hang 5 on that. Right, pixel. Right, so now I'm a bit bright in the lights, but that means that I reckon I can get the green screen. So if I was doing that, so now I go green screen. Ooh, that's not too bad. And then pixel, wait there. Turn that back to there until I visit about there. Right, Pix, come here, mate. Come here. Come here, dude. Oh, hello. Let's say hello. Hello, Pixel. So then, Pixel, what do you think? What do you think? Do you like Dad's setup? It's not too bad, is it? So no, my voice isn't too bad. I can actually hear. What do you think? You'd rather be under the best. Not really a camera dog? Yeah. Hey, you love Dad? You have a bit of a W today, didn't you? Before we went for a walk? Get yourselves in the right frame of mind? He's a bit nervous. You nervous, Pixel? Yeah. All right, put you under the desk. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so that's not too bad. So if I had a guest interview like this would be my setup. And it's not too bad with the camera. So I could have somebody else there. Hello, how you doing? And I could do an interview. The only thing I'd have to get a longer cable. But I've got longer cables. Put it behind my head. But yeah. So yeah, it's a bit bright, but not too bad. My glasses are a bit burnt out. Pixel tax. So let's see if I can fix my glasses. So let's see where we got there. The green, that. Yeah, it's just I'm too bright. That's why I don't use those lights anymore. All right, well, thanks for letting me have a play. That's probably where I need to be. Oh, hold it, not quite. That one there. About there. I just need to get rid of that thing in my glasses, don't I? See, the problem when I started wearing glasses, I don't want to have these shadows under the eyes, so I have to compensate with that, with the the light. 1 minute. Have an idea. There we go. Yeah. If I turn that light down, I'm just trying to. Yeah, and if I stood here, so that should be about right. I should actually be able to. Yeah, so that should be perfect. That, but only thing is, I'm chopping my head off now. Oh, the joys, the joys. So there we go. Not too bad though. Not too bad. I could probably just about fix that last one up. So my voice changer, and my lighting, not too bad. Quite happy with that. And I'm also standing at my desk. And what you don't realize is I don't have anything at the thing. So let's see. I'm going to try this sound thing again. So first of all, I'm going to click a button on my Stream Deck thingy, which technically should turn this on automatically. I want to see what it does. Can you get a diffuser for the light? I have an amazing setup. I'm actually going to show you guys. I can show you my setup because it just so happens I have a photo of it. I just took it today. Yeah, no, we have a pretty sick office. Let's see if I've got my office picture. 1 minute, please, call it library. Yeah, I think that will do it. I'll put that one down there. So if we go back to here, oops, hello, if we've gone on, we'll just leave that off for a second. If we go to there, right. So let me show you my office. Right. Okay. So what we've got now is I've just put a light over here, and my desk. That's where Pixel sleeps. Obviously, that's my scooter. And that there is a lantern light. That's my favorite. And this thing up here lights up the green screen. So I've actually got that off at the moment, which is great. And I'm standing at my desk, and my lighting's not too bad. Other than that there, and my light there, that's what I'm always trying to get rid of. I don't like when I'm talking Danny style, and I've got you here. So technically speaking, I should be able to talk to you eye to eye. Now I can see with my camera, which is above me here. So the camera setup I've got here, that wee screen is where I look and I talk to you guys all the time. Up here is my secret screen where I get all my messages from my Avengers in real time. And then the laptop screen is actually where I basically try to get things ready when I need to switch screens. And that's sort of how it works, really. But so that's the office setup. There's nothing really too tricky in there. I do have an iPad down here, which is great. That Stream Deck thing is where I just held it up in front of the screen, and my sound audio. So, and the speakers are in the background, so that if I turn those up though, then you'll start to hear echo. So I can listen to my own voice, and now other people. So if I was interviewing somebody in my room, they would like to hear when I play a video. So I've got these speakers in the background which enable me to play videos, and people can hear them, but doesn't reverb through the lot. But yeah, so that's one thing. And then I've got the other microphone which you see in the screen. I'm actually just using that microphone now, and that's this microphone here. And the beauty of this microphone, it really sounds really good when you talk into it, and it's nice and clear. But that's a dynamic microphone, and the other microphone I've got is a Sennheiser, and it's a directional one. So if I point it towards whoever's speaking's mouth, so now I've got so I can actually have somebody talking over here and over here, and it's not too bad. And if they're talking here and it's pointing straight out, it's like those ones they point at you. So it's really quite cool. But however, it does get a bit echoey. But recently, if you're looking at the photo, you can see I've put some boards at the back, and we're about to get some new curtains that will go all the way to the ceiling, which will help with the sound a little bit. But it's not too bad. I mean, I get a bit fussy with it. But yes, that's how it works. So there you go. There's a little bit behind the scenes stuff on my probably the biggest video I've done of the month, interviewing Justin. But yeah, it's quite cool. And hope you like the new carpet. It's nice New Zealand wool carpet, which I'm really excited about. Thanks to the landlord. The carpets were getting a bit old, and it's so nice to be able to have a nice office. But I used to have my office completely different. I just set up different, so that's what we're doing. Look, thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. Just for the last of the messages, you have a flash setup. Yeah, well, it's Gizmo Danny here. I do like technology, and I love screens, but you kind of need it, because we're like the one. What do we call it? We're like the one-man band, and it is really as funny as it sounds, because we'll bring things up on the screen. So not only does the hardware, it's the software that we use to run this stuff as well, which is quite tricky. So I use a program called Ecamm, which enables me to, I'll take a screenshot of what I'm looking at, just so you can see, and I can bring that up on the screen. Send you are, Susie. But if you go to this, back to the screen here, so this is what I'm looking at the moment. So these are all the different scenes that I have down here where I can have different setups. So before we had the interview scene. So this is the interview setup. So I have that set up. Then I'm using my other screen. Now that's going back to the laptop. So when I click that button and go back to the laptop, I'm actually going to that screen there. And then I've got other things, so which you can't see, but that button where it says Zoom audio, when I use the other sound, I need to drop down bar and select the device, the virtual mic I'm using, which is quite tricky. And then the all audio system button that you see there, the problem I've got with that is if I want to watch a video or play sound from a video, that there has to be muted, and I have to guess the sound. I can't hear how loud it is for you guys. So that's why when some people go, oh, it's too quiet, it really does help. And then if all these are playing at the same time, I get this echo. So I have to pick when to turn the echo on and off. And that's the button I click there. Now, if I turn it off and on, it doesn't do anything. It has to always be on, but it doesn't automatically switch on. So I have to give it a kick in the guts. And obviously the chat box that you guys see, I'm actually broadcasting at the moment onto 6 different channels. I've got 22 likes. They could be from anywhere. So if you hit the thumbs up, it really does help. What else can I tell you guys? Green screen setup. So if I click that USB video, you will see all the other cameras and people that come on at the same time. So when Queen Karma or Bob come on the stage or Susie come on the stage, I have a different setting for each of those people. And then if I have a so that button I just pushed was on my Stream Deck, and it has these buttons that I can push. But as you saw back there, I've also got sound waves here. So if I hit the jail one that you just seen, I actually have to go over there and click on it, and that will make a nice, and that's the crystal clear. But I have to upload all my sound files to here to use them. But I used to be able to use them on the Stream Deck, which you see here. However, for some reason it ducks, which means it doesn't play fluently. It has a pitch, a ramp at the start and a ramp at the end, which means you miss half the sound thing. So recently I've started using other sound thingies, which is real cool. But if somebody phones me and you want to know what I do, I click a button. So I get a phone call in, I plug my phone down here into these cables, it goes through the audio system, and what am I trying to say? Then I have to hit record on here, and that's how I can record people. So when I'm phoning somebody, I basically have to plug in a cable to the phone, and that's how it works, which is really, really exciting. But not really. You like my clock? Yeah, notice the clock? That was actually somebody's. But yeah, so that's my office setup, and that's sort of how it works. But it isn't as easy as you think. But over doing it for a while, you kind of learn regularly how many not subscribed. Yeah, I can see who's not and who is subscribed. Something I'm really pleased about at the moment, which might be a bit funny, However, I'm losing subscribers, which is fantastic. I mean that in the nicest possible way. But a wee while ago, a year ago, I received a whole lot of subscribers because I was trying to take down my YouTube channel. So I went back to YouTube and basically complained. I'm just going to bring up something here. YouTube.com dashboard. Anyway, I went to YouTube and complained. And now recently, what have we got here? Overview. Is that what I want? Won't be a second. Just bringing that up. Revenue, trends, audience. Is that what I want? Yes, that's probably what I want. All right, so let's go back to this screen. So in the last 28 days, I've actually lost 369 subscribers, which is great because I am actually gaining real subscribers, but I had an attack on my YouTube channel. Now, for some reason, YouTube's actually going through them and removing what I call fake accounts. So even though I went back to YouTube and said, I've just got a whole lot of subscribers, can you remove them? They said that they are real subscribers, and they were trying to take down my YouTube channel. Long story short, within one day, I lost 19,000 subscribers after I said to YouTube, are you sure these subscribers are real? Because I don't, it's just, it was crazy. So anyway, so recently I'm actually losing subscribers, which is actually quite cool because that means they're cleaning up, and it will help my algorithm, which is really, really cool. So yeah, it is really, really hard to get it right. One thing that you guys could do though is I don't understand everything here. I should, I get a lot of comments. So most relevant, newest comments, apply. I come here. What else do? I go published and I go held and I go apply. Now, these are people I don't know from a bar of soap. People often accuse me of hiding comments, but I never do. So if I go into here, there'll be comments here. Somebody's come, David Vegas 81. Christopher is trailer trash. I'm quite happy to let that. So I had to approve that. I know someone who lost 56K to BG Wealth Scheme. Only about 23K was recovered through an inquiry agent. So people go, so if that's a comment from a bot. So if I go into Jamie's thingy, I can go, he's got one subscriber. I come into here and he's joined on the 1st of June 2026. So that sort of comment I block, and I've already put in anyone that says agent to be flagged. So I now can delete that. But somebody would say, oh, you delete comments. Well, I do sometimes because that guy there is pretending that he's a recovery agent. So I get rid of him. And then this one here looks like I need to do something with it. I don't. It's just because he had that one underneath, and that was cool. So that's where I spend majority of my time. But normally, if I go most relevant, apply, held, published, and then I come into here, and we've got Christopher is trailer trash. So let's give that a thumbs up, give him a love heart, and I could write reply. And this is how I normally reply. I know, well, ironically, that is literally true, because when he was brought up, he claims that he was brought up in a trailer park. He's just now gone to trash. Don't know if that makes sense. But, normally for Danny Boy, I will come along, and to make myself look more professional, I'll use ChatGPT. I will use a command called chat1, which I've pre-programmed. I will put that comment in there, and then it will come back and say, read aloud, and I listen to it.
Here's a cleaner version that keeps the punchline. Open quote, ironically, that's literally true. He claims he was raised in a trailer park and now he's gone to trash, close quote. Or, if you want it to sound a bit sharper, open quote, ironically, that's literally true. He claims he grew up in a trailer park and now he's gone straight to trash, close quote. If you're aiming for a more sarcastic tone, open quote, ironically, that's literally true, He says he was raised in a trailer park, but somewhere along the way, he became the trash instead. Close quote.
Let's go that one. But, you know, so that's what I do a lot of the time. People say, oh, you use AI, and I go, do. And then this one here is, so this call is very unprofessional. So here's somebody.
This call was very unprofessional. Why are Danny and the lady attacking the founder? Wow, I've never been so disappointed. Solarium has been able to have me grow my business, and it's a shame that Danny has to be defensive.
Right, so this is a scammer. This is a scam where we've provided that this Solarium Life is a scammer. So we've gone in there and caused major disruption. And now there's somebody has come along who's part of the scammer trying to make us look bad. So how do I handle something like that? Well, I don't get emotional about it. First thing I'll do is I'll come to ChatGPT. I'll go through, I'll bring up the scam itself, which is in here somewhere. Solarium. Hopefully I can find this in a heartbeat. There it is. So now I've got a whole blog and a whole thread about this particular scam. And you'll see that I've busted the scam and I've done all sorts of weird, wonderful things. So now I just go, please reply to this. And I paste the comment. And I don't even answer it. So obviously you heard that lady coming out here. And because I do get angry sometimes, now it's written me a proper response, which reaps professionalism. So let's have a listen to see what it says. And I don't normally even read these sometimes.
Here's a calm, professional reply that lets the facts speak for themselves. Open quote, thanks for sharing your perspective. You're entitled to your opinion. Our role as investigative journalists is to ask difficult questions, especially when a business includes MLM recruitment and investment-related claims. Dr. Steve was invited onto the show to answer those questions and was given every opportunity to explain his position. If the questions felt uncomfortable, that's often because they addressed issues people considering the opportunity deserve answers to. If Solarium Life has genuinely helped your business, that's good to hear. However, individual experiences don't answer broader questions about the company's structure, marketing claims, or compensation model. If you believe we've presented any factual inaccuracies, please point them out. We're happy to review evidence and make corrections where appropriate. Our goal is to establish the facts, not silence differing opinions. Close quote.
Okay, so I'm going to add something here. There's an interesting fact that you may not realize. However, our research has shown that is not the developer of the software as they claim. They are actually using a white labeled version of another company's software. They allege that they are the developer of the software. They are in breach of the company's terms and conditions, and we have reported them. So when the services you are using suddenly stop, you'll now understand why. So, you know, this is what people come back. So even if this lady is genuine, she doesn't realize that they're providing a service. Can you please update the message and include the facts? All right, so even though we have, now this is how it works in our world. Now, this is one blog, this is one investigation, and this is one, I'm just going crazy here, showing you how much information we have in the knowledge base, and this is what we call a thread. So if I go back to this one here, we now will have a better response, which I'll copy, and it will explain some of the facts that we've done through our research. So the lady might actually be using the software, thinking that this is amazing, what's Danny talking about, but she's not realizing that the software she's actually using isn't Solarium's software. Is actually another company that they're claiming. So they're selling this multi-level marketing journey using some third parties' software, claiming they're the developer of the third party software. It's absolutely batshit crazy, but people don't realize that. They're looking at the software going, the software's fine. And it's just unreal. But anyway, I'd like to try to explain things as much as we can. Let's see how we did this time.
I'd tighten it up a little and avoid stating as fact something that is still awaiting confirmation from the software company. Here's a stronger version. Open quote, thanks for sharing your perspective. You're entitled to your opinion. Our role as investigative journalists is to ask difficult questions, especially when a business includes MLM recruitment and investment-related claims. Dr. Steve was invited onto the show and had every opportunity to answer those questions. There is one important fact you may not be aware of. During our investigation, we discovered that the software being promoted by Solarium Life appears to be a white-labeled version of another company's platform. During the interview, Dr. Steve stated that it was their software and technology. We've since contacted the company we believe developed the platform to ask whether they have authorized Solarium Life to make those representations or whether there is any official relationship. If our findings are correct and Solarium Life is representing third-party software as its own, that raises serious questions. We've also brought the matter to the software company's attention because it may conflict with their terms and conditions. If you're relying on these services to run your business, I hope for your sake everything is above board. But people deserve to know exactly who owns the technology they're paying for and whether the claims being made are accurate. If we've got something wrong, we'll happily correct it. That's what responsible investigative journalism is all about. Until then, we'll continue following the evidence wherever it leads. Close quote.
Yeah. Oh, just one of my Avengers here. Yeah, so you can sort of see how you can spend a lot of time answering these people. And at the end of the day, that person may have actually been literally here as part of the scam to, question us and all that sort of stuff. To put us on notice that they are being watched. I don't know. Anyway, let's have another look. I wouldn't mind doing another one here.
I knew Cornelius was a scammer, since even before BG Wealth. I was following him for a few years. He first started with Shiba Inu, that his sister had a dream, that it was going to $1. Then from there he started promoting the lobster exchange with USDR coin. I invested $400 in that crap and lost it all. Then he started promoting Cryptex, which I didn't get involved. Shortly after Cryptex he started promoting BG Wealth. What makes it even worse is that he involves God and tries to hide behind religion. That to me is a total scumbag to say the least. YouTube needs to cancel his account and remove him for good per IP address.
Yeah, so as you can see, what I'm trying to do now is go through and find the thread on Cornelius, and the cycle continues. So that's sort of how it works there, kids. Where is it? Looking for Cornelius' name. Joseph. And wish there was a better search function on ChatGPT at the moment, but it isn't. But I'm just trying to read. So I could actually, what is their name? Here, what have we got? It's Cornelius. So corn. I just need to search for the word corn. There it is. So there I found it. That was an easy way of doing it. Just Control F. So could you please give me a nice reply to this person who's backing up our investigation? Backing up our investigation, and boom, whoops, I think it didn't quite get there in time before I stopped it. But anyway, so now we've got a lovely reply, and these are the joys of being a YouTuber, having to answer to people. But I do like keeping in touch, but I actually now have got somebody called the Scripter who's helped me do a lot of the stuff, but unfortunately they don't know each scam like I do. So I'm going to copy that one, and let's see what this nice reply says. Read aloud, back to here, and hit reply.
Absolutely, and thank you for sharing your experience. This is exactly why we investigate these promoters properly. It's never just one opportunity in isolation. What we keep seeing is a repeated pattern of people promoting one high-risk scheme after another, then moving on when the last one collapses or disappears. What you've described is very important because it shows a history. Shiba Inu hype, lobster exchange, USDR coin, Cryptex, and then BG wealth sharing. That kind of pattern matters, especially when people are being encouraged to trust someone because they sound confident, talk about God, and present themselves as helping others build wealth. Using religion to create trust around unregulated financial schemes is especially disturbing. People should be able to ask basic questions without being shamed, muted, kicked out, or told they lack faith. I'm sorry you lost money in one of the...
Here, so you get the idea. It's really, really good. So I do use it a bit. So a video like this, okay, so this is a good, I want to show you guys how much money I can actually make from monetization. This is a good video. I'm just looking at it. It's got 3,500 views. So you can go through my videos and look at all the views and see how much traffic I get. It's a month old and I've got 13 products. So that's, I've done, you know, I probably spent a day, or I know I spent a day on this whole individual, and I've built a client, a base on him. And now I'm going to show you like how much money I actually make from this particular video. And this is a goodie, I assume, and I haven't looked. Wow, even I am surprised. That is incredible. So where does that money come from? You can see that it went up to 2,300. It got to there, and then Google basically just kept promoting it, but not as aggressively. So Google sent this out because it says people are looking at the ads. I got 14 new subscribers, and as I said, 1,800 more than new, which is a lot. So if I get like celebrity status, I'm going to actually get more traffic to my videos because Google will like me more and it will send out my videos. That's if my YouTube channel stays afloat. So today I received 6 privacy complaints from one video from a company that I've been exposing in the last 48 hours, which is batshit crazy, which I'm about to do a big investigation on. And they're claiming that they've got lawyers in India. They've given me a name to search on LinkedIn so I can search and find the lawyer that's going to sue me so I can validate whether he's real, true, and genuine instead of the link. Found the lawyer, found one company called, I don't know if it's right, but it's svrlegal.india and svrlaw.india. The law one is meant to be the Indian lawyer, right? And their website's only been registered a month. And then they've given me the LinkedIn profile of another lawyer they're claiming to be. Long story short, I've reached out to the real lawyer, asking him if he's actually working for this company as such. But these are the lengths that they go to convince me that they are true and genuine companies. But however, since then, we've done a big investigation. And I've also already published the content because I'm just 110% sure it's just another scam. But they file all these legal suits at me, which is, well, they threaten to. They even give me the lawyer that's going to send them through to me. Not that they have any jurisdictions, not that I've published anything that I shouldn't have, because I went into a Zoom meeting, asked some prudent questions. They didn't answer them properly. I put the video online. And then this is the lengths they go to. So I've got to make sure I get my research right and all that sort of stuff. So I do the research, go through it, take the risk, put a video out, exposing the company, not knowing whether anyone's interested in this company whatsoever. And what do I finish up with? Well, might be $72, you know, if I was doing it for the money. However, this is a good one, as I said, you know. So what I'm getting at here, so at the end of the day, some of that money may have come from people donating, which is a bit deceptive. So sometimes it tells me where the money comes from. If I don't follow it very good, but it says revenue per 100K. So I'm actually getting that. This is really cool. So it tells me revenue per K views. So I'm actually getting this from advertising dollars, not from people who give super chats and the like. So now I can go back into this video. It's quite cool. But when did they let me? Oh, cool. Okay. Well, let's try for another one. Let's try for one. I'll just go for one that I know. Oh, there's one on Christopher. So Christopher's last video, the premiere, $10. That's how much in that one was. So now I'm going to go to the premiere. I'm going to go to the stream version, $31. So that was the last Christopher one I did. I got $31, which, to be honest, I don't need a lot of money to survive. So if I did get $100 a day from a YouTube channel, it would actually be enough for me to survive. And but I'm actually quite since I've been a CoffeeZilla, it seems like, I'll give you an example. This one here is a short, and 1,000 people viewed it, or 500 people, 24 cents. So you don't get much money for shorts. What else have we got? Oh, Triverium. Now this is this was a very big video, and I know this isn't probably a good example, but it's probably going to show you that they're at $3, and I've spent just as much time doing that video and that thing. What one are you talking about? I'm in a Zoom call saying we're going to chain and legal, but not sure. Oh, have you got the Zoom link? We'll go in there now if you like. I'm happy to go in there now, have a look, because that would be really cool. What's it called? What's your thoughts of? Oh, yes. So yeah, so we can. So okay, so let's go. Let's get rid of some of this. Get rid of my flights. Get rid of Pavlio, as I like to call them, and we go back to the basics. So now I go to my. If you've got the Zoom ID and password, it'd be good. But I think I have that one. GC. Is that Zoom? I think that is Zoom. This one. I think you have to log in to get to this one. No, it's not that one. All right. Oh, 1 minute, please, caller. I should be able to go GGC. No, that's not right. Active. Because I went in there the other day. Where did they go to? Maybe, I think it's one you have to sign in first, isn't it? Serially Lab. Keith, meeting on Zoom. Is a big scam. Oh, yeah. So have you been, is the video, I'm in the Zoom calls saying they are going to on chain and soon there is. I'm just answering a message in the chat room here. So yes, no, GG Coin is a big scam. And if you go to my YouTube channel, click on here, you click on videos, you'll see that we just busted them the other day in this video. And in here, you've got
here committed to finishing it, even though there are a lot of obstacles and challenges that have come our way. And that's, I think, the best thing that people can take.
Here you go, mate. You all right?
Yo, I wanted to say congratulations to the Danny the Heck Show.
I'll just see if I can get more. I'll just see why we ain't got you very loud. Ah, there we go. I think I fixed it.
Yep.
There we go. That's a good example.
Let's go!
Woo! That was brilliant, wasn't it? That's really cool. We just got somebody. Yeah,
man.
Somebody is just asking us whether GGC token is legitimate.
It's good to see you happy on the line, and the lighting looks better for the overall.
Oh, good
presentation right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And I'm using another mic, so I haven't got one in front of me, but it's sort of a bit more echoey. Yeah. Well, it's sort of the ear in the room. It's not dynamic, so I could actually play around with it. But I'm reasonably happy.
The mic sounds great too. I don't know what's different, but it it seems like we're in the same room. Whereas before, it's like you're. I
just made it
you could tell that you're using a mic before.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's quite cool. It is a different sound. I mean, the mic I'm using is. If I was to put money on it, one's $500 and the other one's $800, and the $800 one's my most favorite one. However, it's just a different type of mic. And also, if I had somebody else in the room, I could step back here and still record and not be too bad. Which is quite cool. And so I can jump. I can be dancing around the room. Anyway, had to be there. Good stuff. So what do you think about the Christopher stuff today? That was pretty cool. That was
yeah. I encourage Justin to bring his friends next time.
Oh, who's Justin? Oh,
the guy.
Right. Yeah. No, sorry. Who's Justin?
Even if they're golf cart in the neighborhood, whether the golf cart has AC or not, it's all good, man. Bring them on board.
Oh, he was brilliant, though. I mean, I get that most people don't want to speak up, and not everyone wants to be, that guy. But when he did that, I thought, he's got balls, man. That's cool. And
good on you, Justin.
And he was, he restrained himself as well, which is great because I'm sure I'm sure he knew a few good words.
You could tell you could tell that there's a lot of people that want to be Avengers out there by his, accommodation for himself. He took the time not only to do that for himself, but the way that he related with you and the way that he, has comments on things. It's like, dang, man, how many scams have we come along this way? And we've known that people want to do exactly what he did, but before they went off the cliff.
Yeah.
So become an Avenger, y'all. We're not on YouTube 24/7 for our entertainment. We're out here to create awareness and, not only to remove people from cults, but to bring the healing.
Save the
Like
world, mate.
that gal that proposed to be a healer in churchianity and all that bull crap. Though that's what the problem is with the world, is that they fall into these cult mentality things. Even on the level and the scale of Chris Delgado and the Trump coin, people need to just wake the freaking heck up. Where does the financial asset come from that backs a cryptocurrency? Ask yourself that freaking question. Do you know that? Do you know that the way that Elon Musk just brought his IPO is off the backs of people's the 401ks? Do you know that, Danny?
No, I know nothing.
Because when you have a 401k, what it is it's in a retirement account that's supposed to invest in the stock market.
Yeah.
401ks have to trade on what's called NASDAQ 100 companies. The NASDAQ 100 companies are like telling your promoter or your leaders telling you, oh, we're going to do 1% or we're going to do 3% a day, right?
Yeah.
And then the next top level of a NASDAQ is, so on and so forth. But the way that you can bring your company public is that, everybody can trade the stocks in your company. But a 401k is like saying the way that the 401k is going to make money is it's forced by the SEC to be trading your money that you put into the account on the stock market. So basically Elon Musk just hedged people's freaking 401ks that he's going to do good. So whether they do good or they go, get better or go worse, that's a huge chunk of the economy that people have saved their whole, 5, 10, 15 years to 20 years of their freaking daily life, whether it's an hourly wage or a career. So ask yourself, where does that money come from? Ask yourself, why does the, what was it, Fox News, Darlene's Fox News, right?
Yep.
Where does Darlene and the likes of her newscast, where do they get the money? Where's the money come from for them to put the little bit of attitude and finesse behind their storytelling?
What do you mean, where the money come from?
How did they keep the lights on?
Don't know.
Just like the banks
or advertising, I suppose, or not.
Okay, so everything is advertisement. The economy runs on advertisement and marketing. That's bull crap. Just like the banks made money off of the Delgado scam. So at the end of the day, people need to wake the freaking heck up and realize. People have been saying for a long time, "Oh, crypto's just a scam." It's a scam if you're not really willing to put your hands in and create something, do something with your life. And that's what I'm saying. All that for is we're not here for entertainment. We want to create the awareness to rip you out of the grips of this cult mentality. But we're also here to show you that there is healing. The guy, Justin, that just came on the line, he's willing to help.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to call himself an Avenger, but he came on the line to be that voice.
Well, he speaks up for what's right.
Yeah, we have so many people that back you, Justin, right now, right off the bat.
Mm.
And we can't even put it into words how grateful we are.
I was listening to this guy, and I'm thinking, where was he been hiding? You know, like, we could have done with you 6 months ago, bro. But you know, but he still believed it for a wee bit, didn't he? But he's obviously, I think some people live in hope that it wasn't a scam as well. You know, it was just you know.
But that awareness will bring us all out on the right side.
Yeah. I think it's good. I think we're making a difference. I mean, I'm actually a bit surprised, to be honest, that I'm surprised that it's actually getting as big as it is. So I thought this would be one hit wonder. I thought they'll just push. This would be another friggin' news story, and we'll never hear on it.
Even the news story, even the way Darlene made that 3 or 4 segment thing. It's like, where are you people getting the money for us to have to look at it like this? There should be 27 more Chris Delgado stories.
Well, I hope so. That's what I reckon.
Co-conspirators that we can burn down the bridge with tonight.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to choose to do the right thing? That listens to the show, that catches the rerun? Contact us anonymously.
I think there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, everyone plays a role. Even though I've given mainstream media a bit of a whack for not reporting the news, because I get they probably learnt their lesson with the lawsuits. Everyone, like with the mainstream media not publishing this, I mean, maybe they need to publish other aspects of this. Maybe they need to publish things about using people's names, to create awareness, because they do get the ball rolling. That maybe make people accountable. I don't exactly know, but I think there's hope that we as a team will play a different role. And some people don't get the points, but other people pass the ball to the people that do get the points. And maybe this is the deal that clinches it, gets the cuffs on Christopher's,
Yeah. There's the CoffeeZillas of the world. There's those, the groups where they're going against fraud worldwide.
Yeah.
But overall, there has to be something where this is not in the entertainment category on YouTube. This is in the
journalism
of itself.
Instead of news. I mean, they could, they could have friggin'. I mean, I'm looking at these videos now. If I'm looking at the video we've got at the moment, people say, "Oh, well, how come?" I said that to CoffeeZilla. I said, "How come we're always in friggin' category entertainment? If we go into educational, we have to put in diploma things." So, if I'm looking at, put today's date for that one. Video location. Let's do Orlando.
Demographics. That's what it is with the news, with the mainstream.
So it's defaulted me automatically to science and technology. Is it technology? I don't think so. So now we've got, what have we got? We've got audio, comedy, education, entertainment, film.
Yeah, but
gaming.
You can't pick that, right?
No, I can't.
You don't have a choice to pick it.
No, we do.
Picks it for you.
So is it news and politics? I'm not news. I'm like a journalist. And then you could go non-profit, people and blogs, pets and animals. I mean, to have a category for pets and animals, sports, travel and events. So the only other one I could put myself under is if I go education, I'm not educating people. So it's entertainment or news and politics. I don't think this is news. This isn't news to me. Is like there's a tornado warning. There's been an airplane crash. I'm not that guy. So education, yes, maybe. Entertainment, well, let's that's it. But
is there a category for things to do with crypto?
No, but if you go to,
point. It's like sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so if I select education for those people who are watching the screen, then it says education, how to lecture problem through real life science experiment. And then I have to put a description about what I'm about to do live. Who the hell knows? So it's just easier for entertainment, right? But if I go to another platform, so if I go to my other platform, Rumble allows me, it might not, yes it does. If I go to here, it's got category, yeah, it is. So now they've got finance and crypto.
Yeah.
And then I can pick education. So I think that would be where we kind of fit. Well, that's their best category. If I went entertainment with them, then I get all these friggin', hundreds of different options. So as time has gone on, they've now added in the last 12 months, they've added finance and crypto, and then I've selected education. But I don't even know what EA Sports CF26 is, or all these. It just gets
Well,
lost.
just look at how many iterations of the scams that we busted. They went from tech, they went from crypto, they went from opportunity, they went from marketing, they went from affiliate. Like the mainstream knowledge, like in America, you have city by city, you have the major mainstream newscast organizations that are marketed and advertised nationwide, and then they're like subsidiaries of each other. But when it comes to like cable television, the major ones are so fake. Like they don't even report on what's really going on state by state or locally on the ground level. And I don't mean like grassroots, like it needs to, like, people are just fake. They're just as fake as the scammers. That's the point. So you don't have to have any remorse that you're saying something wrong about the news stations. The point is that we're the only thing that's out there creating the awareness. I don't want to call CoffeeZilla's viewers like, fans or whatever. I'm sure he's got fans, but like how much they've caught on with following his type of content. Real journalism has its own category, and they call it citizen journalists. But within citizen journalism, there's numerous topics. There has to be like what would you categorize if they still had the show Cops or America's Most Wanted? Like those shows don't exist anymore. That's what this is. We are Cops and America's Most Wanted in one, and we don't get a category.
Yeah, we've got some good stuff happening though, Rich, which is quite exciting. I reckon. I mean, I'm a bit biased, but the only stuff I watch on YouTube is anything to do with car chases, rebuilding cars. Like,
I wonder what category car chases is.
Yeah, well, if I go to my history watching, I've got CoffeeZilla up there. I found this really funny guy just recently, which is really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen this guy. What's his name? Craig Ferguson. So I've just stumbled across him today. So that's not something I'd normally watch. But he interviews these ladies, and he was quite flirtatious. So I found that quite funny.
The American guy?
Yeah, I might recognise his voice.
Of the cold case.
That's going back. But
I think I've seen one of those things. Yeah, that's quite a look.
It's quite,
Oh, he's Irish.
something different. You don't see
Do you
it.
ever get
You don't see
embarrassed?
it every day.
Do you get embarrassed walking around like that, kind of,
Anyway, I found that interview quite good of his. But yeah, so I'm like Judge. Well, if you not somebody.
I'm getting a call, Danny.
All right,
I'm
buddy.
getting a call.
I'm going to call it quits anyway, mate. See you next time.
Yep.
Right? See you,
All right,
dude.
bub.
Yeah, but I get stuck on like Judge Judy. I watched every single episode of that today. I got quite excited because this one was 4 years old, so I watched that today. I do like watching the America's Got Talents. This lady here, we've just been watching her. Sam Matt Armstrong, really enjoy that. Motorcycle Chasers, I did enjoy that. And I do find myself, Trilogy Media, I've been watching a lot. We've got some exciting stuff happening that may come out in the future. Judge Judy, Judge Judy, Judge Judy. Some of that stuff I don't watch. I just get asked. I go to links. This was an amazing one. 17-year-old man leaves wife for teenage violinist. And I know the violinist because she's fantastic. He thinks it's a romance scam. It was absolutely incredible. Car chases, guy on a motorbike. He got stuck in a ditch at the end of it. Yeah, so it's funny. Yeah, what I do watch, actually. I don't know about you guys. But anyway, it's a bit of my stuff. Yeah, we did a deep dive on her, just in case I think I'm excess for that lady, but we went through all the videos. She's removed some videos since we've done our talk. I do like these ones, though, I'll be honest. Have you seen these ones? I'll just turn the sound off, but she's a very attractive lady, and she just stands at airports and films people walking past and their reaction, which is quite funny. But yeah, so it's the looks are actually worthwhile, but I do enjoy looking at that sort of stuff, I'll be honest. Not because she's an attractive lady, but just like watching people do. Always Marcos is a good guy. He's just come out with some stuff. Hopefully we're... also, yeah, the porn stars. I quite like people bringing in their stuff. What else have we got here that's interesting? Don't know. What's your favourites, guys? Maybe another day would be interesting to go through what you find yourself looking at on YouTube. But because I've got so much stuff about car chases and people on busing, I can't seem to find any new content. You know, it's like I just keep getting pushed the same old stuff all the time. Jason Girillo. I'm going to do an investigation on this one too. Oh, I've got so much to do. I think my plan would be to publish a couple more blogs in the not too distant future, which would be fantastic, which is actually really cool. I did enjoy the video of the month, would have to be this one.
You may have noticed some Russian language at the side of the screen here.
That's encouraging.
That's because this group of scammers are in Odessa in Ukraine. If you're going to pick a venue for running a scam operation, just like pig butchering, you may as well pick a war zone where the cops are far less likely to call at your door. So let's have a listen to these scammers admiring their setup.
Yeah, but that was a really, really good video. All right, guys. Well, that's me, really. Anyway, my lighting's not too bad at the moment, Danny. I do want to get rid of that light in my face. I might try and put the light to the side here, which I wouldn't mind doing. And then that means Pixel might have to move where you sleep, Pixel. You can't sleep there. All right, guys. Hey, thank you very much for everything today. It's been awesome. Thank you for the donations. It really make me help. But let's see. I want to see if I can get myself to Orlando so I can be in the courtroom when Christopher gets sentenced to 50 years in jail. Anyway, guys, appreciate your support. See you in the next video. I'm Danny the Heck and the Avengers. See ya.